just because I feel like this conversation would fit into the area. But whenever.
The recording has started.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to the wonderful Fall of Lumos. Thank you so much for taking this wonderful small break for us. Everyone, I hope you feel wonderful, refreshed, and good.
Kaya's laughing, but I am actually feeling pretty good. It's been a busy week, but a good week.
That's good.
Who can tell me what happened at last session?
We killed the hippos.
You killed the hippos.
I think
We
a
get
3-hour-long combat session, literally.
Yep. Very
guys-
little bit combat.
You guys fought the wrath of Tinderbox, who had called upon the Ravagers to come and smite these people who had stolen his property.
Well,
Looking
Nox
at
is,
Eric.
No guarantee about this.
well,
He
Nox
knows
is
nothing.
Nox is sitting there screaming and going, guys, like, we got problems here. And the party's like, yes, whatever, I'll walk past.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, so that ain't no anyway. He's holding that over your head. Anyways,
over whose head? Mine or Eris's?
both of you.
I'm fine. Hold it over my head. I don't care. Yeah, we very enthusiastically ensured that the player behind Veil resents the fuck out of fighting Gith forever and ever, amen. Because apparently it doesn't get better in a video game. I stopped it every time the fucking Giths show up. I always get slaughtered.
Vale, you're not in the game.
Oh, that's a problem.
That is a minor issue.
But yeah, you guys went ahead and took on these Ravagers who were bombarding you from their ship up above
We
with
survived.
various fun timed spells. And after a long, heated battle, you had survived. Eris nearly ate dust.
Yep.
Very close on that one. And something that was mentioned in the group discussion but was not posted was, Eris, what happened to you?
Something happened to it?
Remember, it's been a minute. Remember this again? Gotta find things. I don't remember anything. Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Where I've just misplaced it. That's when the rest happened.
It's in the Spelljammer FOL group, dated 10/1/2024. If you hadn't read it, it's fine.
Oh, right, yes. Oh, yes, you guys keep doing weird shit to the spirit.
Yeah, so
We gave him a little hat.
Again.
what I did was I searched Tinderbox's body that I had squished with the statue, lovely, and found some things, and then proceeded to leave the area and go get some stuff.
And that's the description he gave you.
Get back here, bird. I'd like some more information.
Vale,
Let's try again later.
Vale, you all the while carrying now in your hands your suitcase-sized, tiny shivering friend. A tiny arcane turret.
Yeah, I thought he was like arms. I thought he was like the size of a chicken. So I pictured myself carrying him around under my arm, just like, you're okay, it'll be okay, and didn't realize that he was A, still shivering, and B, suitcase sized. I thought it was just, okay, well, you pissed yourself, we might as well take you with us, because that kind of feels like a bad way of ending yourself.
If you think about it, his arms kind of curled up underneath himself, and you know, it's just more or less a long barrel of a gun. So if you think of just like a long box, it's got some oomph to it.
My arms.
But we're gonna leave that there for a second. Hey, Hey, Naya,
Uh-oh.
you ready?
Uh-oh.
Alrighty. So, why don't we,
Oh no.
as I start cutting the scene a little bit, get back to what was happening before we all left.
Uh-oh. Simple concern, I'm concerned. This is probably going
Take a
to
breath,
be
you're fine.
Oh, I'm
I think for a second, I think she is fine because I am missing a super fast sound effect. So while I'm sitting here and just talking up a storm, delaying the inevitable. Really? You're gonna do that to me? Download that. Download that video.
Oh no.
Sorry, I was 99.9% sure I had everything else.
Uh-oh.
It happens.
Yeah.
Really? You didn't have this one? I could have. Oh, you know what? I bet I do have it, and I bet I didn't. It's gonna be under here. It's gonna be pressing this button. You hit this button. You gotta go to Kenku Sounds. Scroll down till you find. Oh, I may not have actually done it. Well, Swan, I'm not all that. It's not exactly like I'm upset by
Take a
this
breath,
because I
Gary,
expected.
you're fine.
I know. Naya, your head is hurting tremendously. And you start to feel like the soft song of the lady in white is whispering in your ear. What you can tell at the moment is that you're laying flat on the ground and you can feel heat around you. Your lungs feel like they're burning
Oh no.
as you start to cough. Coming to life, you find that your head may be bleeding.
Are we seeing this?
Well, not yet because I am actively downloading the sound effect
Uh-oh.
that I wanted before I got started and had not done it.
You need to just get boom headshotted. Oh no.
Hit paste, hit Kenku, refresh page, that one, and click that button. Glorious. So, you could taste smoke.
Uh,
You're in the bottom left.
wait, what? This thing I'm moving around is me?
That's you. You look around, and it's completely pitch black. You can tell that the reactor inside of your ship is down. There's no activity. And underneath the door, you can see bits of light.
Does the smoke smell get stronger as I approach the door?
It's coming out from underneath the door.
If I touch the door, do I feel the heat, or can I open it with impunity?
You can open the door.
Alright, well, if I'm going to get,
Yeah,
Right,
but
it
does that mean
microwaved,
you're
so-
gonna get burned to death?
I mean, I feel like at this point I'm possibly already dead. Something is fucky.
Lovely. Do continue.
The lady is talking to me, everything's on fire. Can I talk?
Who are you talking to?
I'm going to call out if is anyone there, but does it do anything?
As you walk into the next room, you see that there's burning flames. And you see that the priestess Persephone has been crucified up against the wall.
Jesus. Okay.
What the fuck?
You can see that she has been effectively stapled back by these long purple-black knives that are injected into each of her limbs. She is very dead. You also notice these little spots of smut that seem to be surrounding her.
Soot or smut?
Smut. Piles
So,
of
like-
dust.
Okay, thank you.
Huh. Do they look like just dust? Is there like, are there bone fragments? Do I see teeth?
You only see dust.
Disintegration? I don't know. I'm going to go up the stairs. Is this our ship?
It is your
Is this-
ship.
Oh fuck. Okay, so Nia's going to like bolt up the stairs and go looking around. And oh no. Everybody's
As
dead,
you
Dave.
enter into the next room, you can see the large body of conduit lying in a heap among broken furniture. You see several more of these piles of ash. As you are staring over towards the left wall, you can see what does appear to be Mortis, who is struggling as he is grabbing at Ruination that has stabbed him through.
Oh.
Ruination is is a small hole in his chest that has been made revenant, but he himself is not, so he cannot free himself. He is reaching out towards Naya, who is on the ground. Naya, your body is slowly giving away into Ruination as you start to parkalize next to an open flame. You can see he's crying and sobbing as he's reaching out to try to reach for you, but he can't touch you. You are just out of his grasp.
Can I interact with Ruination like this? Can I grab things? Can I touch
You-
things?
You can try.
Well, I'm going to try.
You reach out to grab for the sword, but it seems as though as your hand passes through the blade, it doesn't make much of a difference.
I hate this.
You hear him calling out your name, desperately trying to get you to wake up, but you are not coming to.
I stare at this for a long moment, just watching my own body disintegrate into nothing.
You guys can see the scene, right?
Yep.
Glorious.
That's
Much
me.
to our,
What am
you know,
I?
This
Dismay?
is not. Thank you.
Can I interact with my own body? Or do I pass through it like I did the sword?
It seems to be that you can't come into contact with it.
Okay, so I'm a ghost of some variety. So Nia is dead. Mortis is trapped. Hopefully he can get away, but I can't do anything about it. So I'm going to go up the stairs and try to not to think too hard about this, because what is this? What is this?
As you start to go up the stairs, you find that the door has been kind of fallen on top. You try to push the door, and you feel you can interact with the door a little bit, and there's something heavy.
And I can't pass through it.
Give me a strength check.
Okay, with Nia stats. That's a 1.
As you
This
push
big
against the
flimsy.
door, you find that you actually push through the door.
Okay. And so I just
And
poke head up into...
When you end, you find that Merc's body is over top of the door. His head is in the furnace. The remains of Kadros' egg are smashed across the ground.
I look in the furnace.
you see what looks to be like the melted skull of Merc.
I turn and head towards the stone. I might as well see all there is to see of this.
As you enter into the next area, it becomes painfully more obvious to see. First off, Vale is hanging from the side by a rope. It appears that she has been hung, and her daggers have actually been jabbed into her chest. You see bits of black blood seem to drip down from the lifeless corpse. In the distant room where the captain was, you see Eris similarly has been crucified up against the wall with the same kind of purple daggers, and that the spelljamming helms have been destroyed. You see in the center what appears to be Alloy cradled over top of Nox. She holds in her hands broken bits of the Enki shard as she's pushing it down on top of Nox, crying and sobbing, trying and begging for something to happen. And across the way, you see a large female figure who seems to be holding a black stone in her hand as she kind of observes it.
Does this stone
The
look
black
familiar to
stone,
me?
it does not.
Alright, sorry, continue.
The stone, the shard fragments in Alloy's hand seem to all lose their life and turn black and fall to pieces. As this figure turns in the direction of Alloy and goes, "You've done us a good service by finding the key. And I appreciate your time. I can reward you by evading death just a little longer. But this was coming. Your worthless, pathetic life has a true purpose now. Joining us. You needn't fear, child. The experiments must always continue." And you see that she begins to point the large black stone in the direction of Alloy.
I'm going to park myself between Alloy and that, even knowing I'm not actually there. Actually,
You
I
are-
can't interact.
Oh, go ahead.
Actually, no, I'm going to try and interact with the stone. Can I touch it? I can't touch anything else, but...
As you reach out towards the stone, you immediately feel a cold sensation that runs through your entire being. And you feel an angry, growling sound inside of your mind. You feel like as you wave your hand through the stone, it is the coldest thing that could have ever existed. You almost wonder if your fingers might fall off. Like you've just dipped them in liquid nitrogen. As she points... Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just realizing I don't know what I look like in this form. Like,
You look like you.
Oh, okay. All right, carry on.
As she points the stone in the direction of Alloy, from the banister up top, and I lose track of my token moving abilities. With a loud thud, Dag falls down in front of her.
Why is Dag a fox?
He's a kobold.
Yeah, he's a
That was his original token.
He's a little
Okay,
lizard.
sorry.
He's a little red lizard.
Yeah, he's a lizard person.
You killed them all. I won't forgive that. And you see Dag pulls from his bag his packed weapon, which appears to be Nox's, in the form of Nox's pistol that he gave him.
Oh,
That's adorable. Oh my god.
Oh, that's
And
precious.
he points it right at her. And he says, Katako will take you.
Please, I really want the giant alligator to show up and just murder the son of a bitch.
She goes ahead and forms a spell coming out from the stone. He immediately counterspells. And they meet in the middle. Dag is
Can I-
pushing with all of his might as he tries to seem to counter up against this form, as she seems to smile down at him. And he seems to grunt, I will avenge the Boommakers, and I will take yours. And you see him as he seems to almost turn a greenish color, like his skin is turning that of crocodile. His whole body seeming to try to keep up with the spell. It goes back and forth. It looks like she almost seems to become frustrated as she seems to be having an issue trying to break free. You can start to identify this as the spell Obliteration.
Oh no.
He struggles as he tries to keep ground, his feet digging into the wood as he tries to keep from Alloy being harmed. As she smiles.
I'm going to use cutting.
I'm sorry?
You may as well.
I'm going to use cutting words. I'm going to spend one Bardic Inspiration die and like reduce whatever she's rolling by a d12. I think it's a d10 at this point.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Do it.
And I'm all I don't know how many actions I have. I don't appear to be part of this, so I'm also going to give him Bardic Inspiration. I don't know if it does anything. I don't know if he knows he has it, but
You almost feel like as you give it to him, he starts to push it back in her direction.
go Dad, go.
As he seems to call out to the Boommakers. You see that he's making ground. He actually steps forward. She goes ahead and gives a frown. And from her right hand, she pulls out a sword. Behind Alloy, it almost looks like a small purple portal opens up. And a blade of purple comes out.
Alloy, no.
I just realized that you can't really hear it with the dramatic music in the background.
kind of.
I hear the stabbing.
And Alloy gets stabbed through the chest.
Lovely.
Oh, great. So the only ones left alive are Dag and Mortis. Technically, although Mortis is kind of stuck and probably going to burn to death unless Dag, can get to him. Oh, this is great. I am having a wonderful time, says Neo.
This GM Swan's way of saying surprise, you all need new characters.
Well, alright. It was a fun campaign. It paid, everybody. What are we doing next?
In the moment that... Sorry. In the moment that Alloy gets stabbed through the chest and dies, her heart seems to fall out of her own chest. Dag, in that moment, turns to look in the direction and loses concentration. And he
So
turns into a schmutz.
So this motherfucker just disintegrated our entire crew, except for us for some reason.
Where's Robin?
That's a good question.
Probably didn't explore enough.
Can I touch your heart? Can I push it through the grate?
You see that the figure actually reaches through you
Oh, that's
and picks
appealing.
up Alloy's heart. I've wondered if your kind can be changed. I will make do with this one for now.
So it's this bitch that we saw during the invasion of Omea 6.
And she seems to kind of step off the side of the ship. And when I say step, I mean almost float off the side. And out into the distance. As the boat continues to burn and pieces fall apart, you actually see that Nox's body begins to twitch. You can actually start to watch as his limbs start to crack and his arms start to move. His fingers starting to dance in all directions. It almost seems very unhuman as he starts to swirl and twirl. He gets a long, uncomfortable smile on his face with blood dripping down from his lips. And you see for a moment that the horns from his head seem to sprout out, but only one of them looks like an antler, the other one a long, dark horn. His whole body starts to get covered in a black kind of mix of scale. And in that moment, you hear him call out. Rovan,
Right, I need a fucking drink after that.
you wake up from your meditation.
My first mistake of the day. Excellent.
You look to your left,
My second
and you
mistake.
see... and you notice the sleeping conduit next to you, curled up along the ends of the generator, and a small little thing to your right, curled up against a portion of someone's ration he has stolen.
Roman smiles and considers all is correct in the universe. For at least this one moment in time.
The ship is fine.
For now. Roman is very confident that it will be a very short amount of time before the ship is not fine.
That's a good way to expect things.
You guys are currently in the process of leaving the atmosphere. Go ahead and continue your conversation. What are the plans?
Does Naya let us know of what the fuck she
Well,
just saw?
How about you give her a chance to fucking roleplay?
Was
Naya technically didn't see any of this.
Wait, what the fuck?
This was all in Rovin's vision.
Oh,
So it was Rovin's vision, but Naya moving
Mhm.
around in it?
I made you
Yep.
do it.
fucking well done, Swan. That's a really good narrative hook there.
Huh.
Very brilliant.
That sure was the thing that happened.
Right. While things are, like, maneuvering around, while people potentially get into actual discussions with things, Vale's gonna go find Aloy.
Okay, so that,
Go ahead.
I have no idea what I'm doing now. Carry on.
Yep. All right, Eris. Are we following this ship? Do you really want it that bad?
Ultimately, it's up to the crew's decision. I will do as needed. Would like a new ship, but I always like a new ship. This is nothing new.
More importantly, these are entities that have attacked us, correct?
Yes, we were attacked on the surface by these entities, but they were called in by another entity.
Understood.
But whether it's provoked or not is the true question at this point.
Hold on. Here's a big question. Where was Robin during that fight?
You
I
were
was
watching
attending to
for
other
Rovan.
matters.
You were watching Rovin's perception.
No. I mean, like the
Oh.
drop pod fight.
Oh, yeah, Rovan, where were you?
Other matters urgently required my attention elsewhere, and I had to go and deal with some rather nasty folk that were trying to open another portal in another realm.
Have we seen Rovin since that fight?
Clearly, as I'm on your ship. The timing was most either fortuitous or unfortuitous, as you seem to have corrected the issue just as I was arriving back to assist.
Okay, so you know of the fight. Perfect. That's what I was trying to go for.
Excellent.
So you
Now-
know that there was a hostile ship. Okay.
Now, it occurs to me that this hostile ship is an enemy stronghold who may have some vindictive intentions against us. I would recommend we destroy it and remove all traces of this threat before it has a chance to culminate.
Yeah, Naya,
Oh,
did you
wow.
tell them what you found, by the way?
Yes, that's another
Remind
good
me
question.
what I found?
A particular
poster?
flyer.
Ah, yes. Yep. Nia's going to like spread that on the table and be like, so, Nox.
For what it's worth, Nox isn't there, but yes, Naya.
We need to apparently have a discussion.
Yeah, it seems like we've got a
Tinkerer.
wanted poster for you.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
We knew about that before.
We did. Bill, look out. Why exactly are you being suggested as though you're the issue for the Night Spires?
They were probably able to backtrack me for hacking or something.
This guy's self?
Yeah, thankfully I always have that on hand, just in case.
Do I have a disguise kit? Can I use a disguise kit? Is that an
I
assassin
mean,
thing?
you are a rogue of some variety.
Have a disguise kit on you?
I'm looking? I don't think so. I probably would have. I mean, honestly, if we had seen this before we left Atmosphere, I probably would have required us to go back and get more.
Nox is perfectly capable of disguising himself. You've seen this before in the past.
No, I think I didn't. I just saw the side of it and wondered why the fuck the butler from my original bar was showing up on Omnia 6.
I gotta
Yes.
ask, what's the bounty on my head now?
What does it even say?
Have I finally reached the point of dead?
Now you read a bounty of 56,000 gold.
That's almost insultingly
Hey,
low.
It is insultingly low.
I guess I'll have to be careful. Wait,
You could just shave.
I've been contemplating that. Because one can only
Not that
cast
you're
disguise
go-
self so many times a day.
Not that your goatee isn't handsome and all that shite, but, you know. Color your hair? There's worse ways to start his way of dealing with things.
Indeed. Regardless, I'm not too worried.
Bill. I mean, look, we've had multiple people yell for Mordecai and then target you. I think it... Sorry?
I didn't push to talk on that one.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Internal conversation became outward conversation. Sorry.
Alright,
Alright, I'm gonna go find Ella.
she's right here beside me.
Good. I'm going to gently...
You come on up to the top deck where the ballista is.
I'm going to attempt to pull her back for a bit and give her, like, a chance of, like, her and I to talk on our own without, you know, the world... Why are there two fucking Stanleys? Hello, the ADHD is back. Yeah. A burrowing alloy.
Oh, go ahead. Otherwise, who wants to follow the ship? Like, for what it's worth, Eris, I presume you're kind of like at a somewhat following pace?
Well, according to some, we're leaving orbit, so I'm just basically working my way out of into low to high orbit kind of a range at this point.
Eris, if
Okay.
you continue at your current full speed, you would arrive most likely in less than 4 hours
We're to the ship.
to that ship. which, mind you, you have not rested.
Oh yes,
And a
we're not
majority of
doing
you
this
are.
at the moment. We need to fucking sleep.
I've definitely pushed myself a fair bit. Alloy, I think could use a good rest. I think everyone here could use a good rest.
Am I able to
last
keep
fight-
tracking on it if we do decide to follow it?
Do you need to rest, Eris? Because we do have a Dag that could take over if you need to rest.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad for now. If you're doing just a following effort, I'd be able to trust him to do that. But are we able to follow? Is he able to keep track of him if we're to follow? Or does it need more specifics?
I was gonna say, Swan, wouldn't Nox know, like, with his background, the Ravagers know what the Ravager ships are, what they're capable of? Like, essentially the tech specs.
Go ahead and give a history check with advantage.
That's something I'd be able to do as well, or?
I would say yes.
Ooh.
Eris,
Shadow on me, Sean.
I'm thinking this through because there's a big reason why, and it's going to get a little weird if I say yes, Eris, because then I'll have to explain why. So you could say yes, but I'm going to want a really good explanation if you go with it. Are you going to go with it?
That would be good. That is a good.
I'm going to put this on you. I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to tell you why, but if you say yes, I have knowledge behind these ships, I am totally fine with it. But you'll have to explain when I show you in a second what it is.
So for what it's worth, first off, Nox rolled 23 total. Secondly, would it smoothly work into the fact that Eris worked for Nox's family for a while?
Oh
Oh, what?
no!
Okay.
I mean, kind of, maybe, sort of, yeah.
I mean, there's
all
a
right,
lot you
so-
can use about you that you can learn from like shooting the fuckers down and then taking them out and then taking.
All
them
right.
out.
Wait. Which
So
one?
what-
Let Falcon decide. You don't pull the trigger on it yet.
Yeah, okay.
If I say yes, I don't really have the means to know. I don't know what to say.
I know, I'm kind of loading the gun here. And once again, I would
Go ahead, shoot
explain-
yourself. This will go great.
I will explain why in a second, but if you say, yes, I have knowledge about these Ravager warships, I will show you the ship, and you will then need to explain why you know.
I think, Eris, we probably all know where that's going.
Honestly, I don't.
I'm barely giving Nox this, because they are Ravagers, and I will give that much.
Oh, really? His interactions and his family and all that, like, that's...
They-
Or is it
they-
because-
these are Ravagers. They are a subsection of the Ravagers.
Oh, okay, so it's his family's dealt with him, he's familiar, but this is something a little bit more. If I'm understanding correctly?
The crew is different than most
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, no, fair enough. This is like one of those obscure sects of a religion type thing where it's just like,
That's
oh yeah,
exactly what this is.
yeah, okay, I'm cool with it. I can roll with it.
So, Eris, do you want to go with it? You're not in trouble if you say yes.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
It's just I'm going to put you on the spot to be like, I need a story. And I will tell you about the ship. Regardless.
It's if you're struggling for background information, it's a really a chance for you to have some backstory for your character, Eris. But at the same point, if it's not the right backstory, don't take it.
You wouldn't have to come up. You wouldn't have to do it immediately, but there may be questions later.
You know what? Let's do it this one way. Let's say yes.
Okay,
Oh,
perfectly fine. All right. as you pull further into space, and you both start thinking about, what kind of experiences you have. In the far distance, you see what looks like a red shape.
Oh,
And what you see is a massively large spider-shaped ship.
Oh,
nope,
hell
nope,
no.
nope,
Nope. Nope. Like, I love
With a
spiders.
23 Nox, you are able to identify a Neogi death spider.
no.
The fuck?
Oh fuck!
A
That was a
Neogi.
history check.
I know what the Neogi are, but fuck, that just sounds terrifying. Go ahead.
Do you want to tell the people about the Neogi, or
No.
other words, gives me permission to tell people?
Go right ahead, because I don't know if the Neogi are changed anything with Spelljammers. I know Neogi of like 3.5.
So the Neogi, you've actually met a Neogi before.
Yep.
You met him
Oh, it's
in
Kirk.
yep. Oh God, I kiss you.
Yep.
The Neogi are about the size of a small child. They are not very tall.
They're
But
the
they effectively
asshole
look
Karen
like
bitch.
if you took an eel and fused it in with a spider. They are, quote, xenophobic, ruthless slavers, plunderers, hated in all crystal spheres.
This is the fucking ship that was attacking us?
No.
This was the ship.
Oh.
I know this is the ship I'm using.
God.
Oh, that's the one that dropped the pods?
This is the one that dropped the pods.
Oh, I thought the thing that dropped the pods went to that. Okay.
No, well, this is what I switched out because I have
Gotcha.
the stats on this one.
Here's a question. The Gith that we were fighting were quite literally like 6 to 8 foot tall. If this is a Neogi craft, how the fuck did those fit?
This
Lots
is
of lube.
massive.
Yeah.
This is actually massive. So this has a tonnage over 100 tons. It's bigger than your ship, with a minimum of 30 to 100 people. It is capable of housing a smaller ship inside, is how big it is.
Oh, jeez.
You want to go after this motherfucking thing? Are you absolutely crazy?
The reason why I asked Eris if he knew knowledge of this is because Neogi do not use standard spelljamming helms. They use something called a life jammer. A life jammer is effectively what would happen if you forced a human being or a humanoid to sacrifice their life as the fuel source.
Oh, so it's like a 40k fucking
Thank
throw
you.
thing.
That's
Yep.
exactly where my mind was going.
So
Any
for
ship in 40k.
So,
Yeah,
for
pretty much.
context, favored by the Neogi and other evil races, this type of spelljamming helm feeds off the life energies of an individual within. Every day of operation sucks 1d8 hit points from the creature, requiring a saving throw till death, at which point they are thrown away and a new person is pushed into place.
For
Oh,
what
that's
is
not
worth, every Neogi on there will probably have one Umber Hulk slave.
I'm sorry. You lot want to go after this thing to gain it?
No, at this point, I want us gone far away from that.
Ain't no one wants to be part of that nonsense.
Have we, the crew, been made aware that this is what precisely is ahead of us if we go charging off into death? Just to make certain that I'm not metagaming?
Oh, Nox will be telling everyone this. I presume Nox knows this stuff?
You with a 23, you know.
Yeah. Nox is giving all you guys, as soon as you see it, it's like, no, the guys, we got a Neogi death ship. Oh, what's that? Oh, God, you do not want to know. Suffice to say, do you want to function off human sacrifice?
I'm not doing it. You guys want to
No.
go up against
Hold on.
this? You're not having my life.
I will say this. You don't technically need to use the life jammer.
That doesn't make it better.
No, the life jammer is effectively the same thing as a spelljamming helm. So if you I'm just letting you know, if you were like, we don't want the life jammer, you could just chuck it into space.
In addition to
There's
that, we are in possession of a spare spelljamming helm, I will point out.
But I will let you know they typically utilize that as their fuel source, and they are aware of you guys.
Oh,
Here's
great.
the
We
problem.
get to
Hold on, how many is on that ship? 35 to 100?
The minimum crew is 30. Maximum it can hold is up to 100 people.
And there's probably a lot of Umber Hulks on there. Because they're employed as slaves to do physical labor.
There is typically, my apologies. So typically these things house. So if we're having a bit of a confliction between the 5e versus the original Spelljammer. I just read the original Spelljammer, but you would know typically employs about 19 Neogi and at least half a dozen Umber Hulk.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
And up to 100 persons of various orientation.
Potentially slaves.
Slaves, potentially cargo.
Secondly, what do you think is going to happen if we go to any port with that ship?
How about we go murder it then?
Can we blow it up? But then, we'd be doing
we
whoever's
just-
innocent on there to death.
Well, yes, but I mean, if we do go, I'd call the ship jammers. I'd call the ship eater.
That would be a nice chunk of change.
You would enjoy that, I think.
But you guys... Oh, wait, I don't know about Kirk. That's the funny thing. No one's actually...
Yeah, no, you do, because he was there when Omnio was getting, like, bitch-fested.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
was literally carried away and carried around by the goblins.
Yeah, but Nox never met Kirk while you guys
we
were like,
would
oh
have
yeah,
told
he's a
you
pit.
stories.
Yeah, but...
And then we would have pointed him out.
Not fair enough. In that case, my response works. Now, you two just hate the species of Kirk, but at the same point, so does most of the
I hate
galaxy.
them, but at the same point, that particular one was an asshole.
No, they all are.
Then you're not selling this whole leave them alive situation.
Would I know generally the armament of a spelljammer like that?
So the armament of a Death Spider is roughly 4 heavy ballista, 1 grappling ram, 1 heavy jettison, and 1 heavy catapult. Typically.
They vastly outnumber us. They probably have a full crew, because those 4 that were dropped down on us. Now, granted, they won't have the air support, but that still means that we're going to have to effectively drop on and engage against God knows how many odds. I don't think fighting that thing is a great idea, but if you guys want to, just make sure we rest up.
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't
so
think
here-
we're going to do well.
Here's a question. Assuming we've had a rest, who would actually be in on this? Who would want to go after that stupid thing? I mean, don't all speak at once. I know that Eris wanted to go. Anyone else? Or is this simply a situation of the bird has said so, therefore we're following the bird? Because I'm not hearing anything and I'm out.
No, I'm not liking that. That's a bad fight. We do not have the armament for it.
I don't think we can do it, no, but...
I am in agreement with this. This is not something I originally thought it was.
Alright, so,
Sometimes retreat is the best strategic option.
my suggestion is we don't go, which I think is the general consistent thought process for everybody else.
Agreed.
We've already taken off, though. Where are we going? Instead?
We are going to
Okay.
be basically holding in low to high orbit for now.
I lied. It was 4. I want to apologize. I want to recorrect myself. It's technically 4 ballista and a mangonel.
That's still 2 more guns than us. Sorry, 3 more guns than us.
Yeah.
Well then now, gentlemen, we must decide where we will go.
We were headed towards Eridan's space, Uvis.
Uvis, yes.
It was. Am I not correct?
This is a boss fight we're going to have to come back to, though, because leaving that thing alive, no.
We're going to be fucked one way or another. I mean, she gestures to the, wanted poster. Now we have a bullet on our back in a way we didn't before.
I mean, I'm
And
pretty
one
sure
of
we
our
already
crew
did, but
protect. Yes, well, now they're sending out wanted posters.
so it's even more than that, yes.
You're climbing, sitting in the new spelljamming helm. You do see that blue kind of shape still not too far away from where you are.
Running blue shape again.
The arcane portal.
Right. Well, crew, where do we want to go? We have options. What's the next set into destination queue?
I would imagine that we would be best off seeing if we can acquire another deity as an ally and deal with this Uvis situation.
I am in agreement. I can do some work on the armor that we've collected from the fight below, get us a bit better equipped. And with that, Nox is actually going to reach to his behind his back, grab his shield off his back, and hand it to Alloy. Small detail, but yes, let's head to Uvis. And Eris, keep the fact that we have that throne quiet for now. Let's kind of keep it out of eyes.
Moving forward, bridges off limit to any unknown borders.
You're kind of pulling off in a different direction.
Acknowledging on course transfer, we are now heading to Uvis.
I'll be back, Brobrick.
Oh, that's fancy. Well. Now what?
Now we wait.
And you get to fish, sir. The last time I went fishing, I caught nothing, and you caught us a fish for days.
Eris, you
Oh.
can start moving when you're ready.
I don't know where it is.
So you are.
I know where we are. I don't know where I'm going.
You said Uvis. Uvis is to your south.
I just know planets labeled Uvis, so I just didn't know.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. Well, it is labeled. I thought I'd labeled it, but it might be because it's on the map level and it doesn't appear. No, it's not. It's on the token level. It is, and the reason why is because no players can really see the names. There we go. It is the far south planet.
Yeah, okay. I see it there. Go around here and just kind of give that thing a lot of space.
As you start to spend your time going around, you will notice they are keeping up with you.
Oh, balls.
In
Are you
fact,
gonna let us know
they
about
have
that?
never left. They have never left you further than probably about 2 miles back.
Nox,
they-
are we faster than that ship? Based on what you know?
I was gonna say that exact question. Actually, GM is, would I know the top speed of that thing compared to us?
Yes,
What is it? Can we go faster than it, or can it keep up with us?
it can keep up with you.
No matter what?
Yeah, you move 35 feet. They move 40.
Oh dear.
They will run us down.
They're chasing us. Okay. They're faster than we are. Are they nimbler? Can we turn better than they? What do we have anything better than they do?
Wait, why are they following? Why are they just... They're waiting for reinforcements. Otherwise, they'd engage us.
Ah, fuck. Well, what do we do?
I would recommend that we deal with this prior to giving away our destination.
That's
Agreed.
probably a good idea.
We
Okay.
need to adjust course for some
Nox, do I
time.
try the new drive out?
That is also another option.
I'd say we shouldn't reveal that we have access to that.
Agreed.
Mhm.
That would be a
If we
very
get run down and run over with it, they'll find it.
What if we slingshot around the sun? Like fly really close to it?
Can we lose them in a gravity well?
Because they should be able to not detect us if we put the sun between us and them.
In all honesty, it feels like this selection will probably be coming for us regardless. I suggest most of us get some rest and see if we can come up with a better plan for getting rid of them. Because at this point, if they're keeping up with us, they're not going to let us go. So we might as well take the fight to them.
Yes.
Do we?
What's this?
Okay, what do we have for supplies? Do we have any explosives or? Is the night spider a literal spider? Like, is it alive?
It's no, it's not alive, but it looks very much like a black widow.
What is the thing?
To give context, if you will just kind of go to your the group chat, this is kind of what it looks like. And in comparable size, the smaller ship is about how big your ship is.
Jesus fuck.
Oh,
Here's the thing. They're following us, meaning that they're cautious to attack. That they
That
think-
or looking to even the odds in their favor before commencing the attack.
Exactly. They're waiting for something else to support them just to have that little bit. Right now, they believe that they have... it's too risky of an attack, that they feel like they would lose if they were to take us on.
let's see. Does that mean they have a smaller
Can
crew
we
than
hail
we
them?
think? I feel like that's not the wisest of ideas.
We can't outrun them, but the fact that they're 2 hours behind us and letting us take the lead. My suggestion
2 hours
is...
behind by 2 miles.
Sorry, 2 miles. Sorry, I thought you said 2 hours. 2 miles. They're letting us take the lead. My suggestion is this. We adjust course to... You know what? Let's go to... Nox is going to quickly pull out his map, quickly do a few calculations.
Hey,
Say we're
Nox?
correct.
As you look at your map, you notice a small blinking light on your chirp.
He'll push the button. What is that blinking light correlated to, by the way?
You don't know what that light means.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Wait. Is this the glove?
Nope, this is your chirp.
How do I not know what that blinking light is? I made that chirp.
Well, you know, you were drunk, you were a little high.
The fucking crafting
You-
fumes
you-
got to me.
You've never seen that light before.
Nox is gonna press that button.
You are making us aware that there's a blinky light you're not aware of, right?
Nope.
Ugh.
Aloy's beside me.
Nox, no.
Where are you? In my 30,000 messages.
Uh,
Dun, dun.
I can ping you. Oh, there you are. It's too late. But like, does this look like my chirp? Handcrafted and everything.
It does.
Lost chirp detection.
What was that?
Everyone, check your chirps.
Nia is going to check hers.
No one else has a blinky light.
Huh?
Do your chirps look like yours? Scratches, marks, any of that stuff? Robin, check
Do they?
conduit. Wait, Robin, can you hear me?
You hear a squeak.
That sounds about right.
Sorry, that's right. Conduit burnt. Wait,
Little thing.
conduit,
I was like,
conduit burnt it out.
Ask if Little Think has a glowing, a blinky light on his belt.
Nox is going to take the chirp off his wrist, and he's going to begin disassembling it. Is this his chirp?
It's his chirp.
Something wrong, Nox.
I'm getting a reading of lost chirp detection coordinates.
And it's
Is
your
that-
current coordinates.
Okay, can you can I do like a Arcana check or something, or like an
You can.
intelligence check? Because I have no idea what to make of this.
Sure.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
24.
They're pinging you.
Lovely. Who's they?
The ship. The Ravagers.
What did I say after that?
Wait, what?
Check your messages again.
Yeah. The symbol is next to the word.
Yeah.
Oh.
Something wrong.
I am being messaged by the coalition. Or am I understanding?
Yeah.
Or
I'm going with that now. Hey, has anyone ever lost an iPhone?
No?
Oh.
effectively, you can do a GPS track by going on to the online services and whatnot. Am I correct in that, Swan?
There you go.
All right, everyone, quickly up to. Let's meet in the dining hall quickly. Nox is going to make sure that there's his chirp doesn't have any way of like scanning, detecting, reading the people in the room, that sort of stuff. He's stripping all the extra components out of it, just so that it can do one function at the moment. If there's components that need to be stripped.
You strip it down to the bare minimum, and only after you dislodge the power source does it finally stop blinking.
No, I wouldn't dislodge the power source. It was all the extra features, so that like when you get a laptop, you put a piece of tape over the
Yes, over the webcam.
webcam. Yeah, effectively, he's just making sure that every other thing, so they can't track him, they can't connect to the other chirps in his area, that the history is moved, that there's just enough data so that effectively he can receive their message.
You're purging it down to base level in order to make certain that everybody else is safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he's keeping it with the SIM card for now.
That's fair.
How did they? No, that's fine. So, effectively, he's deleted the history, erased the history, scrubbed the history, put a new card in so that no one can retrieve the history, sort of thing.
You still have the same chirp number?
Hmm?
Do you still have the same chirp number?
For the moment, yes.
They can still see you.
Oh, that's fine. They just
Don't know anything else.
you know that someone is able to hack onto your machine. So you make sure that your machine is clean before you open the gateway or the port to them, because they're going to be able to get in. So what you do is you scrub it all, clean it all, make sure they can't get anything else. All the data is gone. Give them a few chances to talk. Get rid of the card, scrap it, erase it, burn it, and change it all. Binox does have...
I'd like to believe at your Arcana, you do this in about a minute, and everyone is watching you as you effectively are like, it's simple, all that. Why can't you guys just do that?
Robin is feeling particularly vindicated at this point.
They're tracking his chirp.
Yep. Is there a message waiting if Nox then presses... if Nox... Wait, are they tracking me? Ooh.
Now, if we let them track you, how do we use this to our advantage?
I was just thinking that. Do we know of any really dense asteroid fields that we might be able to, I don't know, cruise through that might frighten them off a little bit? You know, then
Yes, the outer rim, which is basically on your way towards Uvis, does in fact have a large asteroid field. It is actually quite intimidating because that is one of the sections that the giant astral spiders live out.
Oh, you mean the ones that we are... Wait, did we already smush one?
Yes.
Yeah, it was dead.
Across the
Oh.
ship.
We countered it, it was already gone.
Oh, right, yes.
But yeah, that's that would be along the way.
How serendipitous.
Make a bit of an odd-shaped path, by the way, Eris. We don't want them to be able to give our heading to whoever's following us. Everyone else, get some sleep. Once we hit the asteroid field, I'm going to remove the SIM card, but I'm going to take a few moments to try and see if I can...
I could move 35. I should be actually moving 35.
Is there any way for me to backtrack the way that they're tracking me? Like, just... If they're tracking me through a number of some sort, I have to be able to follow that trace back.
Think of it like they keep calling your phone, and then that's how they figure out where you are.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I got caller ID.
Well,
who's calling? Or do I have caller ID? I thought I rolled high enough to have all those funky features.
You can just take all those funky features out.
The Meridian. Is that a traditional name for a Ravager ship, by the way?
that is not.
Wait, wait. Hold on. Okay. Never mind. I thought... Never mind.
In the middle of all this, excitement, Vale's going to take Alloy aside and have a very quiet conversation about the fact that Alloy seems to only have expressed one particular emotion beyond blasé, being rage. And while it's fine to use rage to protect your friends, you need to be able to have more emotions than just annoyance, rage, and irritability.
Why don't you just talk to her about that?
I was going to, but you're a bit busy.
Yep, I Evelyn, I need your chips for tonight. I don't think I'm getting much sleep.
Can I help? Yeah.
Yes, I'll see if I can get you to help, but let's just say that the Coalition flagship is messaging us.
Oh
And
no.
what do they want?
They're effectively pinging us.
Pinging us or pinging you?
Me, and if they found some way to get more, they're going to keep pinging all of you. So, you know what? I'm going to try something tonight. Before we do anything stupid, remember that none of you have chirps right now. I will be taking care of it. Naya, yes, if we can... I'm essentially going to destroy the SIM card. I'm going to recreate all of our numbers. I'm going to keep our messages and history so that we can get back to our contacts.
Did you say that you were pinging back?
Well, pinging, I was trying to figure out the number, so would that have to involve a pinging?
Well, I was trying to figure out if you were trying to track where they were in exchange.
Oh god, no. Well, no. That'd be too overt, because then I'd know where, then they'd know that I know about them.
Eris, I will let you know, I understand you're moving across the board. It's just every time that you move, I will be moving the guy basically right up behind you.
No, that's why I'm just trying to stay in tune with you there. So.
Well, also remember, like, we're traveling days of journey, by the way. Like, every one of those jumps is, what, 4 days of travel? One?
Essentially.
Should I be doing as much movement as I am, or am I getting people? Is what I'm asking.
We're doing okay right now.
But, like, okay, how many days have gone on since we've started this? Because, like...
That's what I don't want to get ahead of people's...
Well, we've had what?
I've moved like 4 times. But that's not knowing that I was...
Well, each square is a day.
So right now, we've had over a week pass.
Mm.
You've had 10 days.
And I'm essentially doing stuff for day 1, so, like, let's take a moment here.
I'm going to the washroom then. I'll let you go.
Okay. Alright.
No, if you want my chirp, you kind of have to either wait till I get off Hellman's watch with Dag or get it off my hand.
Well, it's, with 10 days passing, you're probably going to hop off at some point to...
Oh, yeah, no, like I said,
Yeah.
just either way. Interesting.
So what are y'all doing for the most part while Nox is vividly scrubbing his search history?
We'll start with that. Well, so this is day
I heard
1.
there was-
Are we going to just start, like, day by day sort of thing here? Because, like, there's a lot of things
Yep.
I want to do. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, we're going to do a day-by-day thing.
So day 1, Nox is going to effectively destroy his number and build a new one, and then create new numbers for everyone, syncing all their not syncing, because he's not doing this network thing now. He's effectively, everyone is protected. If one chirp is compromised, the rest won't be. He's then going to start creating new chirp frequencies for everyone, getting a list of contact numbers for everyone. I'm sure that's going to take probably a few hours worth of work, but I can roll for it if you want.
Nia, can
Yeah,
you
and,
help, maybe?
Naya, you can help in the meanwhile doing this. I would actually say that you'll gain advantage on this.
Perfect. Then that will be a 29.
20. God damn it.
Tinker's tools, my friend. The things I am very good at.
Yeah.
And I have gloves that help every project go as if there's 2 hands, so technically there's 3 people helping me.
Naya, what do you do to help him?
I don't know how to answer that. I guess Nia's just going to, like, since she's...
Nox could teach Naya essentially a few basic things, like to copy
She
these
handles
files.
the grunt work.
Copy these files and whatnot, while Nox does the more technical stuff. So, like, okay, you got to take this, you got to take this, move this over here, copy these files into this. No good, we're safe. Write these down, these numbers. Those are the those the addresses of various all of these contacts for the thing, that sort of thing.
Alright.
If that works for you, Swan.
I think that's reasonable personally, but that's me.
I know. I was letting her describe how she was helping.
I mean,
I was giving a
But yeah.
suggestion. The reason I say it that way is because like this is one of those things where I'm guessing like you and I kind of have a weird understanding of what the chirps are, and I don't think anyone else has an idea of what these chirps might do. So I was like, Nox would just help her out with that.
Naya, can you give me? I don't know what the save. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
me?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Can I cast guidance on her to help?
I don't think
Oof.
that guidance can save a 2.
Nope.
Okay. Noted.
So Nia is now the new sleeper agent or some shit.
Hey, Nox, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, balls.
$14.
Noted. Okay, so you guys
Wait,
will
hold
be.
on. Is this a magic thing or no?
It's a magic thing.
Okay, I have a bandage. 1 sec. 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
So yeah, so that's I guess Nox and I will be doing. Rest of the party.
Eris, Vale, Roven, Merc.
Vale will at some point pull Alloy aside and have a discussion about emotions, and that's the only thing I've got right now.
You'll notice that Robin is spending some time on the upper decks, sort of in the observation area, observing the general surroundings, scowling slightly.
You need an umbrella, sir? Is it too bright out here for you?
Robin will just look at her and shake his head.
He's probably glad his migraine is gone.
He is very glad that we are off of that particular planet.
Merc, what are you doing?
That's a good question. I was just thinking about that.
You've flown for about 10 days.
Well, we're still adjudicating the first day, yeah?
Yes, effectively you're
Okay.
adjudicating the first day.
So, on the first day, I think Merc would actually molt out of his armor and take the time to maintain that.
Don't look at him.
Oh god,
Yeah,
I'm so
so-
naked.
So, for still
He's a
wearing
crab?
clothes. No, Warforged actually incorporate the armor into their body.
Okay.
That's fucking creepy and
Yeah.
interesting, but also
Wild.
creepy.
So he's like a, I don't know, like a snake or something, and he just takes about an hour, it says, but he actually takes his armor off. This would be the first time you guys have probably ever seen a Warforged do that.
What does he
Yeah,
look like
probably.
underneath?
He doesn't look a lot different, other than he's not nearly as bulky. He's a lot slimmer without his armor, that's for sure.
That's usually what happens when people put on armor, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he almost looks like a lot more spindly, I would say. His limbs
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
torso and stuff like that. But I'm assuming since I got encased in magma, there would be a lot of like little rock chips inside there that he would have to get out and stuff like that.
Oh boy,
That have probably been
What?
bothering him
Like-
this whole time.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus. You okay there? Do you need a brush to clean it out?
He would have all the tools for that, but he would be very thankful.
I don't know if water would be useful to you, but do you want to have a bath or something too?
Not unless it's an oil bath.
I mean,
Alright.
we've got tar.
Do you
Now?
want this?
He shakes his head vigorously. No,
I mean, like,
no,
it's
black
the good
sticky
tar.
substance all over his body. That does not sound like a good idea.
It's the good tar. It's the tar toad tar, which essentially is oil, right?
No,
Something like that.
no,
Okay.
it's not the same.
Can we refine it
Okay.
into oil?
Probably not before I'm done, but thank you.
That's right. You do have these barrels of oil that like do fix up bits and pieces. Hey, Merc, is this the first time you've taken off your armor, like you said?
In an actual session, yes.
While you are removing your armor, which has been quite a while, probably since the last time you did it, you was before you were buried.
No, because
Oh, it
this
was
is a
not?
different suit of armor than what he was wearing originally.
Okay.
Yeah, so this
You-
is a new suit of armor he got since the last time he saw the party.
Then for the most part, as people see you take off these bits of your armor and take off your chest plate and start to scavenge out the rocks, they actually get to see the inner workings of the Warforge. More specifically, they get to see the ley line movement of your innate magical energies moving up and through the pieces of wood and metal that are ingrained. And it's, for those who have ever actually gotten to see a Warforge before, it's definitely a sight to see, but yours is actually very, very ornate on the inside and almost highly crafted. Where some Warforges are built for the purpose of their name, for war,
Yeah.
yours looks like it was made very specifically for both presentation as well as function.
So, whereas most Warforged would be very, like, industrial, utilitarian, Mercs is not.
You do see there's bits and pieces of the Orarium that are built into your armor underneath.
Like, built onto the surface of Merc without armor, sort of thing, connected to the armor, but not.
Laminated, if you will.
Okay.
This would actually catch Aloy's attention as she was walking by. She would stop.
She'd whistle.
That is a rather ornate look on you.
This is how I really am.
Aloy would look down at her arms.
It looks similar to mine.
You and I are not so different.
Interesting. I can't shed my skin though.
I wonder if we put armor on you, it would look more like you would look more like he does with the armor on, and this is just you without armor, like him.
Yeah, she's not quite a Warforged, though, right? If
No,
I recall.
she's a skeld.
The Skelts are the mercantile variants of Warforge.
Oh, so she is a Warforged. So then I believe
That-
she would still have the incorporate armor ability. I'm not
I'd have
100%
to-
sure though.
I'd have to like relook. They have the ability to like put on composite pieces, and like upgrades, but they don't get the. Thank you, Firefox, for opening another 70,000 tabs. I didn't need that, but thank you.
Yeah, no, you needed it.
No, I don't need it.
Are you
But
sure?
they have the ability to put on upgrades where
Yeah, but they don't.
You were more so
incorporate-
designed for war.
Yeah, they don't incorporate armor the same way. It
I'm
doesn't
double
like
checking.
become their skin like it does for me. Which is why no one should ever use heat metal on Merc. That would be bad.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
If Sean
I'm
didn't
looking.
know about heat
They do.
metal already,
They
I'd be
do
very
have
surprised.
integrated armor.
Oh, they do.
Oh,
They do.
they?
Yeah, so then she should be able to incorporate her armor the exact same way I can.
You can don only armor with which you are proficient. To don the armor other than a shield, you must incorporate it into your body over the course of 1 hour, during
Yes.
which you remain in contact with the armor. To doff the armor, you must spend 1 hour to remove it. While you're alive, the armor is incorporated. You cannot be removed.
Yeah, that's the thing. It takes an hour to remove the armor, so it's not like it would be quick for him to get in and out of it.
Alloy, while you are kind of observing, I will tell you, those barrels over there smell really good.
Alloy?
It's Alloy.
Barrels over where? By, like, just off the
Down
side?
in the hold.
The Tartoad one.
I'm suspecting.
They smell really good.
God damn it. Okay, so Merc, would you have told Alloy that, like, oh no, you can do this too?
I did say you and I are not so different. I didn't say anything more than that.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure if you're exactly the same as me, but Warforged, when we wear armor, at least if we know the intricacies of it, can incorporate that armor into ourselves.
I can have more armor than this? Am I new? Or just without skin?
You're complete as you are, but you can be more.
More, yes. My armor is not sufficient. That last fight hurt.
That's why I wear so much armor. It hurts much less.
We picked up armor like that, didn't we?
I believe so. I don't pay too much attention to that whole looting business.
Yes, about that. Have we managed to give the, unfortunate Warforged any of his cut?
I am sporting a new set of goggles, and I did pick up a couple things. What did I all pick up? I think... Oh, that was in our group chat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was in the
I
group
will.
chat.
Yeah, so I picked up 3 things.
Also, for what it's worth, Merc, right now, Alloy literally has a shield strapped to her arm like a human would.
Shields are different.
No, actually, apparently, you can only don armor, which you have proficiency, to don any armor other than shield. Oh, shit.
Yeah, the shield stays separate.
Gotcha. Actually,
Merc's shield is also separate.
Hey, Eris. So good.
That would be interesting, though. I could incorporate the shield into me and have even more AC and wield a two-handed weapon? Sean would totally let me do that, right?
actually, I was going to say, like, would Alloy be able to just incorporate it just so that, like, she's still attacking with one hand because she has to deploy the shield, but would you be okay with her, like, having it incorporated?
So there was an armor set.
Have like an arm that was really beefy and reinforced.
Anybody else
Oh.
seeing, like, Captain America?
No, I'm thinking Kratos. In the latest God of War, where his, like, doesn't have a shield until he last second needs it and, like, pops it out.
So there is a style of armor that I am attempting to look up right now called Fortress Plate.
Oh, what?
A Fortress Plate is a style of heavy armor. It is a massive closed suit of heavy plated armor that protects the wearer with its sheer bulk. Made of extremely thick overlapping metal plates, it grants 10 points of damage reduction to all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
What?
Comes with a shield which is fastened onto the breastplate. As a bonus action, you can remove and carry this shield. While using the shield, the armor's AC is 18, but you gain +2 benefit of carrying a shield.
Sorry to clarify, it
I've
negates
heard of that.
10 points of damage when you get hit?
From bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's
all.
fucking crazy.
That's a lot.
And what kind of armor is this?
This is called it's part of the expanded materials because but it's called Fortress Plate.
Well, I guess Nox will be creating that at one point. Quick question with
Add it to your
integrating
list.
integrating armor. Does that mean that the armor still has to be adjusted?
I would say with this particular set, if you're talking about the set from those guys, yes, I would still like you to adjust that.
No, that's fine. Just fine. Just setting a precedent.
To just give clarification, with that Fortress Plate, it's worth about 2,500 gold pieces on average. It has an AC average of 20. It requires a strength of 17, and you do have disadvantage to stealth. It weighs 100 pounds.
Mm. But if
That's
we
fucking
created it out of the arrow crystal, like mine was, then
Oh,
you
God.
would negate the stealth negative, correct?
Arrow crystal replaces the metal while wearing medium or heavy armor, not hide. Made with the arrow crystal, it does increase the dexterity bonus by 1.
Okay.
Well, that's not bad. That kind of gives you a little bit extra, but
Yeah. So it's like what, 21
yeah,
then? That's pretty good.
that is
And
fucking
then
crazy.
you have a shield you can pop out at any time as a bonus action.
And then imagine having that like +1 or +2.
Yeah, I just wondering if it would have the modifier of the armor being part of the armor itself.
Here's the thing: Nox can imbue an armor with +1 or +2 once he gets high enough. So it's just immediately a +2 armor.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, and
That's pretty good for armor. I'm assuming most of the rest of the team doesn't have +2 armor.
no. Actually, that's a good point. I don't.
And there is also a tower shield.
Now that we have some money and gear, it might be good to get ourselves a little bit more kitted out.
Let's just focus on getting past these fuckers first. But yes,
That's fair.
agreed. We need
That's
to.
fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't realize that me describing Merc taking off his armor would become such a thing.
Well, for what it's worth, I guess Merc wouldn't realize. Alloy's only been like alive for less than a few weeks.
Yeah,
Alive
Merc did not know
consciously.
that.
Yeah.
Merc did not know that.
So we can quickly continue, if you don't mind. Just take a moment for Alloy.
You incorporate your armor?
Yes. If you want, you can watch when I'm done and I'll show you.
Please.
So cute.
Right now I have to pick all of these out, and as he pulls out this shard of rock. What's the one that's fresh out of a volcano? Igneous, is that right?
Igneous, you're thinking either pumice, which is excessively obsidian is sharp. Pumice is the light one.
It'd probably be obsidian then. He would like pick out a small shard of obsidian out of between the plates in his armor and chuck it off the side of the ship.
I mean, pumice sands, you'd probably end up with like very pocked.
Yep. Because when we were fighting that fire golem, he did get hit by an attack that like a magma area of effect attack. So.
Yeah, you're probably attacked by quite a bit of obsidian shards. Your armor probably looks really cool. I mean, cool to me because I'm weird like that and would think that's cool.
Yeah, but it would probably be very irritating if it was like your skin.
Oh, absolutely. Exfoliation for days.
Mm-hmm.
Enthusiastic exfoliation.
That's what he's working on.
Is this something you have to do often?
Not very often, no. I mean, this is the first time I've done it, and I've had this armor for a few weeks now.
I'll have to keep that.
We're not like organics that need to bathe every day.
Yes, Nox does quite like bathing, but
You've probably noticed that smell on occasion.
no,
Do they smell? Do scouts and warforged have a sense of smell?
I would assume that the Warforged do. I mean, it doesn't say they don't.
I see.
I've always been assuming that he could smell even though he doesn't eat or drink or breathe, I guess. Maybe not.
Couldn't tell you.
I am only resistant to poison. I'm not fully immune, so maybe... I don't know, maybe that's how it gets in. Maybe I can incorporate stuff into get stuff into my skin or something.
Sounds legit.
It would make sense that Warforged have a sense of smell. It is a tactical... It does have tactical uses, so it would be probably incorporated in their design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to breathe either, I'll bet.
Nope,
Doesn't
I
mean you
don't
can't
breathe.
sense it.
It says Warforges possess the same 5 senses of human beings: sight, smell, hearing, touch, and even taste.
For the record, you don't need to breathe either.
I'm aware, but I can. And I started by being alive. The fact that I'm only partially dead is, just a function of existence.
Yeah, you'd probably still have the habit of pretending to breathe.
Oh yeah, I do. I very much do. Which is hilarious because Vale will periodically forget that she doesn't need to, and then will also sit there and she'll do all the breathing things.
Yes, breathing, smell. It's still something I'm getting used to. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not quite partial to the breathing myself, but definitely got to pay attention to the smell. It can tell you things that your vision cannot.
Can it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've encountered situations where there's been like acidic clouds and stuff, and the first indication was that I could smell it.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I've felt burning sensations on my surface, but I could never breathe it, never had to. I won't take up more of your time, but thank you for the information. It's good knowledge I never had.
If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
I will.
All right.
At this point, Sean, I'll also note that you'll see Rovan gathering about, say, 6 baseball-size vials of tar toad oil. And he's also going to go and spend some time feeding Conduit and Littlethink.
The creatures themselves will always enjoy the moments that they see you approaching with food. Conduit is always enticed by seeing you approach with large quantities of meat. If you guys have not already checked inside of your Friend Fiend kitchen, there is a new meal.
Aww. I love the friend fiend.
So with that, how many days would it take to unfuck these chirps?
At your speed?
Unhappy with the friend fiend's new food.
You gave him dragon meat.
The dragon.
I think Cadros was thinking that, like, the friend fiend is gonna go after the egg next, that's all.
There is that one dish he's always been hoping for.
We woke up and the friend fiend was gone. Never knew what happened to it.
Oh,
God,
no.
I'm so sorry. So what was the question real quick? How fast would it take? Well, your speed, not long, to effectively disassemble and rechange.
And fix
And
everything.
by the time you go ahead and reassemble things and click everything back in place, when the light comes back onto your chirp, you do not see a symbol.
Is there any way I can add a little bit more, like, reassembling mine, just take maybe an extra hour to just, with everything I've learned, cute noises, with everything I've learned from the various dwarves and all that and such things, but I'd be able to add just a little bit extra, I don't know, detection, like if they're trying, like if they're trying to ping, just get maybe a bit more of a alert instead of just a blinking light. Is this all day one still, by the way?
This would at least be by day 3.
Okay.
Because I'm going to give you an 8 hours per.
Yeah.
And giving you 8 hours to sleep.
Yep.
So
Don't
you want to incorporate like a more security system into the chirp itself to kind of look for any of these infiltrations, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, I want an Arcana check of at least. I want an Arcana check of at least 26.
Can I give him bardic inspiration for this?
Yeah.
And can I cast guidance myself? And what's your bardic inspiration give me there, Naya?
Let me make sure, but
And Naya, how do you inspire him? Do you give him a limerick?
Remind me what we're doing with this.
Fuck
He's
the
putting
coalition.
He's putting anti-malware bites on his.
Okay, hold up. Give me like 5 minutes to see if I can write something.
What's your bardic D roll, by the way?
My inspiration dice is. Oh, it's still a D8, I guess.
While you get your stuff together, I'm still gonna roll.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
You're fucking amazing. D8.
Eris, you hear. Oh, yeah, go ahead and give me that roll when you're ready. There, Nox.
Can do. 34.
God damn it.
I actually just rolled under.
You take some time from your knowledge of working with both the Dwarven turret information as well as your experience with working with the helm to kind of figure out the technology that's needed. But yes, you now have a detection system for when you're trying to be pinged, and you can set it for coalition numbers.
Definitely doing that.
Eris, you hear a little chirp from your pocket.
Hold on.
Not the chirp like your cell phone.
I know what you mean.
The proof that Eris is a thief.
No, he hasn't become a fireblade. He hasn't become fiery yet.
You guys keep assuming you know about this.
Go ahead, turn into a firebird. We'll know exactly what's up then.
Will you, though? Will you actually?
You assume your crew is stupid.
In terms to saw anything is what I'm assuming.
Eris, while you were sitting there, you kind of hear this little kind of chirping sound. Almost sounds like a peep. And while you pull through your bag, you pull out the small primordial spirit. And he seems to be kind of like looking around in all directions. It's a tiny owl. And he seems to be kind of like looking around. You can see his head spins. And when you finally kind of bring him up to your eye level, his head finally like spins in your direction and then kind of cradles to the right. Who are you?
I am me. Who is you?
Oh, that's cute.
It speaks.
Not Talfor.
I am not Talfar, no.
Where Talfor?
Who's
Something
Tal?
to look into at some point. I have
Where here?
currently in space on Spelljammer. If you know what those machines are.
What jammer?
Spaceship.
Not fire?
Not fire. Away from fire.
Oh, that's so cute. Wait, is Nia anywhere near this? I don't actually know.
Eris, would you have done this publicly?
This is in my cabin after I've... Well, the only one theoretically who would be able to see this would be Dag, if anybody.
Just the image of like Dag and a couple goblins like all hunkered around the chair, like looking in, like you're about to tell a story.
Oh no, Dag would have... this is when Dag would have taken over the chair for me. It'd be...
Okay, so you're on your respite time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I would say this is more public as long as you're okay with that.
Oh, like I said, I'm still in my cabin, right? I'm not...
Oh, you're just in your cabin, okay.
Yeah.
So, no, you're not there for the moment. And he kind of just continues to like look around, and you'll notice him kind of look up towards the cork, and kind of look back down.
If I let
How
you out,
long?
you won't- How long? I don't know how long you were in this. I found you like this. Would you like to come out? If you come out, you won't run away on me, will you?
Want out.
I'm gonna withdraw the other two Wongas I have as well. Place them down and then open the cork.
You go ahead and place down the other objects. You place down the rock, the cup of water, if you will, or like a cylinder of water, the small flame that seems to kind of, at this point, kind of collectively sit on a piece of branch or like ever burning leaf. And each of the Chewinga seem to make themselves known. All of them seem to be kind of looking in your direction. And that, for Chewinga that don't usually observe the universe, or only observe the universe, for them to kind of look at you means they're collectively paying attention.
I have
But
gathered...
Go ahead.
Gathered a new friend there, guys. Sure you were aware of this one or not?
You can show the friend to the others, and you can almost immediately notice that they all kind of dip their head down as if to bow to a king.
Are you someone of royalty? I'll ask the
First-
climate.
First fire.
First Fire. It's a pleasure to meet you, First Fire. Do you have a name? Or is it just First Fire?
Me rise. And I will put that in chat because it's going to fall on my head.
Me, Eris. And
You can.
these two more kin than me, but would considered very good friend.
Look, Ken. Want out.
I have already uncorked it. He's free to come out.
You try pulling on the cork head and it does not come free. As you pull on the cork head, you see that there's tiny magical symbols that seem to form around the neck of the bottle that prevent it from being pulled out.
Something has sealed you in there. I will have to work on dispersing it in order to get you out, but I will work on this.
Need Contra.
Contra. To know.
You could do a nature check if you want.
Absolutely.
Contra, you believe that what he's talking about is actually a type of poison. It's called elemental Contra. It is pulverized elemental energy at its most refined form. And based on the coloration that it's appearing, it almost looks like elemental cold. It seems to be a way to prevent him from leaving. It says elemental Contra comes in many different forms. In addition to targeting the physiology of a specific creature type, it is also made to have the effect of specific elemental damages, in this case elemental cold. Elemental Contra is requires the blood of target creatures types be mixed with a pulverized powder of crystallized elemental energies to be found within the elemental planes.
This might take some work, but I will endeavor to release you from this.
He seems to kind of like look up and down you. New kind?
New kind of race, or what do you mean by new kind?
Before bigger.
You're bigger, or the other one was bigger?
You small.
I am small compared with most things, yes.
I help.
Oh, this is so fucking cute.
I'll take any help you can provide.
Make bigger.
And it makes it. But you're in bigger, or are you making me bigger?
You bigger.
Alright.
Take time.
You have all the time you need.
Make deal?
What kind of deal would you like to make?
Me help?
If you're willing to help, I'll take the help you can give.
You free.
I free you, you help me.
Good deal?
Good deal for me.
You'll see he kind of like puts his head, kind of like his forehead up against the glass.
I'll do the same thing in kind.
When you put your forehead up against the glass, you feel a warming sensation that begins to overflow from the top of your head down, as if you can start to feel bits of his energy kind of pouring into you. And 3 feathers from the top of your brow turn a bright yellow, and then almost take on this fiery look.
Unless they fall off of me, I'll leave them up there.
Nope, they do not fall off.
I'll leave them there. Thank you.
Making all sorts of deals with the little guys.
Good. Good deal.
Love this little guy.
And then you'll notice like he kind of like spins inside the bottle as he kind of like looks around. You see he's like kind of
outdoor
Go ahead.
space. Would you like to see outdoor space?
good see.
Good see. Okay. I'll pick up the bottle and head out on the deck up to the forward observation post.
You guys can see Era's holding this small flask, which to everyone else, it's very bright. As you head out to the observation deck, it becomes quick that he kind of like is taking in the entire sights. Not home.
Was where we had you from home, or where's home?
Plain fire.
Fireplace. Makes sense. Our first fire, so we playing fire wouldn't make sense. Which I assume
Many
you'd like to
lo-
come back at some point?
Which home?
First home? Fire home?
And you can't tell if maybe he's like looking at all the lights thinking that maybe one of them is him.
Could be. Many possibilities.
Out soon.
Hopefully soon, yeah. I'll be looking into this.
And there's just a nice quiet moment of you gently holding this flask in your hand, which is it's not even as big as your hand. Like it's a small flask. And as you look out into the vastness of the astral plane and the phlogiston, it takes a moment to kind of take in the vast world that you guys are being surrounded by and the many stars. And unless you have any other questions, that's where I was going to leave that there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably sit out here with him for like an hour, and then take it back in and retire myself. And I'll just leave him on the desk, and you can watch Stag and just the general goings on in the office there. No reason you can find him. No longer.
Every person that passes by, he seems to be very observant, almost as if he's kind of recording. Your Chewinga seem to continue to stalk you. I wouldn't say the word stalk you, but as you had left onto the deck, they still followed your presence. And even as you rest down, they take separate places around the vial and continue to seem to bring the vial different goods, whether that be a small spoon or a piece of tar toad oil and a cup. It almost seems like they're building a small altar. I'm sorry I don't have this like visually for you.
No, that's fine. You're doing just fine.
But over time, like you will notice that the longer that he sits there, the more collectively random goods will start to appear in a small circle around him. And
Well,
that's
I'll be
where
sleeping at this point. Just letting them do what they do.
and I will move that scene over towards. All right. What are y'all doing now?
Is
You're
this
still being stalked.
Is this after day 3?
It is after day 3.
So all of our chirps and everything are fixed. We're no longer being tracked, quote unquote.
You're no longer currently that you know of being tracked.
On day 3, Nox is going to sit up from the bench and look at Naya and go, "Okay, I think we're good here. How are you feeling, Naya?"
Naya, he has been talking to you about code, about techniques, about arcane energies, about frequency. Compared to writing music, this is a whole different note to play.
I mean, there are some similarities. There's still like meter and measure and what have you, but it is still it's not easy.
I could give you the blueprint of what I made. You could give me notes to your music, and they would be foreign to us, but yet when we describe them to each other, we would understand completely, wouldn't we?
Close enough to it. Close enough to
Yeah.
it.
Nox is going to reach into his breast pocket, pull out a little flask, unscrew it. Want a sip? I think usually after a job well done, I'd enjoy a little congratulatory drink.
Well, bottoms up, I suppose. I don't usually indulge. It's not great for the voice, but a little nip I think seems appropriate here.
That's all I do is a little. At that point, Owl's going to walk in.
Nox, I believe I need armor. I feel barren.
Nox is going to glance at Naya and then over at Alloy. Oh? Yes, I mean, I have some armor that I feel like...
If you have armor, I require it now. I do not wish to suffer the pain that I did earlier, and frankly, I feel exposed to that Warforged. He took his armor off.
Nox is going to quietly just hand over his mouth.
Well then.
The true sides of Merc is a small bit of exhibitionism, but the display is different.
Well, Naya, I guess the next thing to do is heat up the forge and get the armor going for everyone. Shall we take care of our, shall we say, scantily clad friend here?
I suppose so, yes. Alright, Alloy.
Vale, what have you been... Oh, go ahead.
While we work on your armor, would you like a robe or something?
No, I'm quite protected, but I have been reading and I think it's like being in your underwear, whatever that is.
Generally, we would wear something like a robe or a something light to, you know, while we were waiting for something more substantial.
Nox is going to
Garments.
glance over to Naya. For what it's worth, she actually has carapace armor, effectively. It came with the goddess, I guess, but she's technically, as she calls it, clothed. Just, it's natural armor, I guess.
Teaching the unknowing about the concept of indecency.
Hmm?
I was going to say, teaching the unknowing about the concept of indecency.
Well, from what you told me earlier in the week, it's like, oh, I got to come up with like personality for her and whatnot and all that. So I've been literally spending the last 4 days trying to figure out her character arc for Alloy. So, congrats, everyone, character.
I'm glad I could assist.
Oh, it's just perfect.
I mean,
Merc just wanted to clean his armor, so.
to be fair, I mean, you know, God and Adam and awareness, and look, if we're gonna go that way, we may as well.
As I said to Kaya earlier, Alloy is effectively over 100 years old, yet she's only lived less than, what, shall we say 20 days? Less than 30 days.
The youngest ancient ever.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, with that, then I guess the next project is altering the armor, and during that time, Nox is going to raise Eros, seeing as that he's probably the one that's been the one primarily dealing with piloting. Eros, how are we looking with that other ship? Is it still off?
Did you give the chirps back to everybody? That's my next question.
Okay, true. So Nox then at that point would have...
I'm just picturing him going, handing
That That's
out the chirps and then calling him while standing right in front of him to make a point.
he's doing a mic check, 1, 2, 3. But yes, the next thing would be Nox is going to let the forge heat up. Alloy's probably going to hang out with Naya, and Nox is going to go distribute the chirps to everyone, and then ask Eris in person. I haven't had a chance to look outside. Is it still following us?
Very much so. At this point, anyway. How'd it go on your end?
Trips are reprogrammed. I think we're safe. With luck, we should be able to escape. Now, the trick is, if we're heading to the belt, and we're going to try and lose them there, I want you to be tricky. I want you to literally do things, even if they may catch us. I need you to watch and make sure that they're not preemptively following us, because if they're already turning when we come out from behind a rock and they're following us, that means we still have a problem. If they're going in one direction, then they see us, that's another thing. Just be aware.
Oh, I'll be crafty, alright.
You hear the cracking of knuckles.
I really trust you with flying this thing. You've proven yourself very, very well, and it's actually nice not having to fly every now and then, though I do miss it. Oh, with that, I need one thing, and Nox is going to pull out his multi-tool and begin taking Eris's measurements. We're going to start working on altering the armor, and, well, apparently Alloy suddenly had a spat
How
of...
heavy is that armor?
Oh, you're talking about the...
Which armor are you planning on fitting me with is the true question.
The armor I am looking at is, as I'm currently trying to find the page, it is the current wood mail, supernatural wood. Replaces metal of any medium or heavy armor, and or shields. I understand.
Replaces, but what class of armor is it?
It would be right around the middle of the area, and I presume you're struggling with that?
The weight, extra weight when flying, it's hard.
Actually, that'd be a great question for Swan. Would that screw up his flying ability?
Yep, it absolutely would. That's what I'm using it this thing. For the aircraft to race.
Well, it has to be...
Flight. I have a flight speed of 50 feet. To use this speed, I cannot be wearing medium or heavy armor.
Oh, okay.
It's racial specific.
Gotcha. Oh, well, then in that case, well, shit. It's actually pretty good
Well,
armor.
I was gonna say, you could always keep trying to chalk it down to smaller.
If you can make it lighter for me, I'll definitely use it, but at its current state to impede my ability to fly around.
Okay, no, in that case, then Nox is going to pull out his journal and take a few notes down. I'll see what I can do, but I'll probably take a bit more time than just a quick adjustment.
That's fine.
I'll get back to you on that. But, alright, good luck, Eris. As soon as it looks like they're starting to move on us, I would not be surprised if, I wouldn't be surprised if something else is following up with them, because there's only one reason for them to track us like this.
Agreed.
And also, if we're in the asteroid field and if they're following us and there's more danger coming, find a nice place to hide in one of the asteroids and use the chair. If they don't see us, they'll wonder what happened. And when weird stuff happens out here, they could presume a number of things. Just the last thing I want for them to do is see us disappear without obscurity.
Understood.
Otherwise, before we jump, if it looks like they're tracking us, I want us to do a full scrub of the ship. Like, I will destroy every chip and scrap it down to parts before we jump, but I do not want them to know where we are.
So you're saying there was something else on board that they're tracking us with?
It's possible. They managed to effectively constantly ring my chip, and they were able to get a beat on a location. I've scrubbed everyone's chips. I have some protections in place, but...
Eris, if you were to look at your chirp, and funny enough, I already had this placed, but not your chirp. I lied. Through the helm, you would see there is actually a gate not too far from you.
A gate, you say?
There is an active gate.
I guess I am currently I put the chirp on Eros as he's flying, so
We'll mention this to Nox.
how far?
I didn't actually plant that. Well, I mean, I planted that, but I didn't just plant it. That was already placed there.
I only see the inside of the ship currently, but
I would say from day 3 that you were at, if you flew towards it, it'd be about 5 days.
that was that object I asked about earlier, wasn't it?
I'm sorry.
It was the object I asked about earlier, wasn't it? That pinged on the map.
Yes. This is a separate gate.
Oh, this is another one?
This is another one.
How far away from it are we?
From where you guys were, if this was at day 3, so I remember you guys went to there.
We are not
And
on
then-
that page, by the way.
That's what I'm trying to
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at this. Okay, well, if we're going off of the fact that you were at day 3 and you had just gone straight down, I apologize.
Okay.
You would only be about a week out, and from where you guys are currently, you're a week out. So if you were actually just heading towards the gate, okay, you know what? It's a lot easier if I just show you guys kind of how funny how close you got.
Because I do remember going around it to an extent.
I don't know where I put it. There it is. Roll 20. If you ever see this message, I will find you.
The fact that we're
And
still
I-
on the ship page.
I know. I know.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Okay, so from what I moved, you had moved there, and then you went to there, and then you went straight down. So
We don't
at
see your
day
arrows.
3.
It's this one here, essentially, I'm being referring to.
So you went that way, and then you had gone that way, and then you went that way.
Oh, okay.
So funny enough, there is one from your section. There was one right there.
Yeah. I was
Is
going to
that
work my way around there.
Is that on the
Getting
other
to
side of the asteroids?
No, it's before the asteroids. Asteroid belt is this line right here.
Okay.
So it's right before the asteroids.
Hold on, Eris. If I were you, let's.
I would still suggest we try and lose them in the asteroid field, and then
Yes.
we can investigate that, but I don't want to take them to it in case it's something of note.
Well, exactly. If the last thing I want is anyone to be able to start charting where we appear and disappear, because that means they could ambush us. And trust me, I know what that's all about. If we hit the asteroid field and we manage to lose them, I would like to hit that portal. And it's unfortunate we're going to be delaying our friend, but if we could find another one,
If we get destroyed on the road to it, then the friend will be delayed.
Are you
yeah,
keeping track of all the portal locations there, Eris?
Yeah, that probably would be something I should do.
shoot me a message or tell Nox whenever you find one, because Nox has a full star chart of everything.
Well, I'll be making note for Nox's star chart then.
Nox has skills in navigation, by the by, just heavy duty skills, so that's why I say. If you could find something close to Omiya, pop out there, get a few things, and then pop back in. We're flying out here without information, and that's why I just want us to be cautious. I like your idea of hitting the asteroid field. We'll head back from there.
I am popping all the ones I had placed that you could actively see.
Jesus. Nox will be scribbling those down as Eris gives coordinates and whatnot. Interesting. Wow, this is a very vast network. Alright. You do what you do, Eris. I will see what I can do with that Kieranwood mail. Okay. Let me go to the rest of the ship. I'll continue distributing the trips, and then we'll start getting that, because, oh. Apparently Muck decided to, I don't know, Muck made Alloy feel self-conscious or something? It's quite interesting. Maybe.
Yeah, Merc's not curling his armor. He came out of that. That probably spurred all this.
Oh, he took his armor off.
He did.
I will go see Muck next.
Alloy was there, so that's probably spurring her to feel the way she is. If she's doing something odd, I'm assuming.
Yep, that's
Not gonna move it. She came to you shortly after it, so I'm assuming she's telling you something.
Yep. Okay. Keep flying, Eris. I'll see you soon. Nox hurries out, just like eager to see.
Don't creep him out, Nox. Leave him, be civil about it.
There's questions about his background, and it might be a chance to give him some more information. I'll talk to you soon. Don't worry. And Nox hurries out to go find Merc.
Well, Merc's been in the middle of the top deck this whole time.
Oh, so Nox would like walk right out of the deck and be like, "Oh,
Yep.
there you are."
Here's Ruby.
We can pause this chat if anyone else wants to have a chat with anyone.
Vale, why don't we get to you for a second? What have you been doing?
I'll be back then.
Flying.
Flying. How are you flying?
Spying.
Spying. I think it's flying. I was like, yeah.
I mean, I
Vale
wish.
just
No,
had to
no.
jump over the edge.
I mean, considering where my thoughts are going, it might work, but I doubt it. Yeah, I've been clocking guard rotations and trying to figure out who's on the ship and what. Wait a second. Small figure? Does that small figure look familiar?
No. Well, I mean, technically, yes, they all look exactly like Kirk, but no, they're all Neogi
Alright.
that have been popping up. You have been watching out in the distance, or those who've been watching have seen Vale kind of sitting over the edge and watching through a spyglass towards the back. Vale, you've noticed they definitely have the 4 ballistas on top. 2 of them are in the front, 2 in the back, but the 2 in the back cannot see you from your current angle. You do notice that there are 4 very small figures that seem to be working one on each one, and they do seem to do a shift change right around where midnight is. During that time, you do notice that a larger figure will seemingly follow a smaller figure who comes up and is consistently always pointing at your ship and yelling at the 2 guardsmen before going back down. The person who comes up and yells is the same species, but a little taller, just a little bit. Process of elimination would tell you that's the captain. And
And his
part of
big
Neogi,
hulking figure would probably be his Umbral Hulk.
you got it. The society of the Neogi is the captain owns everybody. You are property, even if you are of the same species.
Do they wear chirps? Not the captain, but all of them. Well, I guess all of them then.
Oh God, that's a good question. Because truth be told, I made the chirp. Would they have a chirp? Doing like a 5-second look. They don't really like people. Even when doing when not working masters, they free to pursue any profitable activities. Even when doing business, Neogis are extremely dangerous due to their possibilities that they could just enslave patrons. They are very xenophobic. So truth be told, I don't think they would have chirps.
Fair enough.
Or they might be able to communicate through their ship rather than individually or something.
Not really keen to talk to people.
They'll finally come up after the 3rd day and try and get most people's attention. Do we just want to try and stealth mission this stupid fucking spider? I don't want to be followed anymore. And I've got a decent-ish idea of their guard rotations.
Who are you saying this to?
Probably as many people as I can get a hold of at one time. Maybe I'll show up at supper and say this to all the group as best I can.
Okay, how do you propose, with what end goal, and how do you propose we accomplish it?
Honestly, get in there, murder as many of them as we can, get out. I don't want to necessarily get close, but if there's a way that we could slip ourselves over carefully and then murder our way through.
That is a rather large amount of people aboard that ship.
True, but honestly, if you take out just a few at a time, guerrilla warfare it, they'll know it's us.
Merc,
Yo,
if you're there, give me an insight while we're discussing this.
if it's
will
relevant,
go
Sean,
well.
I don't think Merc would be at the dinner table. He doesn't eat.
Oh, never mind. Oh, that's
So I
okay.
will probably end up trying to do so in either like a room where most people are at once, and or in this, if there's multiple people in a selection of rooms, I'll probably just yell this out in the middle of the hallway so that everybody's heads pop out and go, "What?"
You would gather everybody together, maybe with the chirps that are working again.
Oh, possibly. Or maybe I'll just come over the chirps and suggest that, so that everybody hears me at once.
Have I given everyone their chirps yet back? I don't think so. I kind of want to have a
Whenever
one-on-one
the-
with everyone.
Fine, then I end up having an extra day and a half of actually figuring out what the guard rotations are.
Sorry, I mean you can say it to everybody at dinner. It's just Merc probably
Well,
wouldn't be there.
whichever.
Well,
Whatever's
so let me
easiest.
rephrase. Anyone can really give me an insight check, but Merc would get advantage
Okay.
because technically you were all affected, and I want at least a 19.
All affected by what? Hold on, what I miss?
Don't worry, just give me an insight
Insight?
check if you want. Yeah, just give me an insight.
Sorry, I was not trying to throw monkey
Okay.
wrenches. I'm just like Merc would probably not be there.
Merc would probably get advantage if he was there.
Mhm.
Oh! I rolled a 19.
Oh my god, you guys all have +5 to your insight?
What?
Insight.
Plus
Eris
five?
and
That's a previous
Merc
roll.
and Rope.
That's a previous roll for me.
Previous roll. Okay, I was like, my god.
I mean, I do, but still.
I rolled a 17. I have a +2 to my insight. Thank God.
With proficiency and
Eh.
a +2 to wisdom, you would get a +5.
Okay. Message sent. Nova.
Anyway, I
Wait,
just don't
what?
want to be chased anymore, that's all. And I don't like the ship.
Yep.
Oh. We should ask Merc. Remember the people that he was traveling with? The jellyfish?
Yes. No, but yes.
They're the ones that we helped save from the attack. The Void Thrashers, the... Nox just kind of like shiver, twitch, and just, yep, thought out of brain.
Remind me?
We're on the asteroid where we met up with Merc.
Oh, right. Yeah. And?
Well, that's a warship also.
You saying that these guys are hunting us because of Merc?
No, I'm saying why don't we call them and meet up with them?
Oh. Why don't we ask Merc, assuming he's not in the room? Are you in the room? Whatever room we're in?
If we're at dinner, I guess Nox and Merc would have had their talk, so I'd say Merc would have his chirp, and Nox would still be giving out everyone else's chirps, or probably Vale's chirp last, because he finally found her.
Yes, I am rather difficult to find most days.
I'm literally jumping through time to give people chirps now. Jesus.
Could be worse. Look, I just want this thing off our tail, and I'm absolutely happy to sell it to the highest bidder. Or have Eris take over, but honestly, you might need to find another rogue if that's the case, because I might decide to leave if we decide to take that ship over. But I'm open to ideas and options. I just don't want to be followed anymore.
No, it's a rather big risk right now. I'm with you on that. Nox will go to his chirp. Mark, do you have a moment to join us in the dinner room for a
Dining
moment?
room, galley?
Sure thing. I'm assuming that it's not far down from the top deck.
No.
Well, I'm assuming you've got armor on again.
I don't know.
For what it's worth,
Okay.
Alloy's like hiding in a dark corner, kind of like.
You have to consider that this stone, by the time he got to it and actually started cleaning, would have solidified. So he's having to get this rock, which has solidified around the plates of his armor, off. So it'd probably be quite a time-consuming process.
Probably.
One
And
something.
is it a bad thing that the first thing that comes to mind is we've got concrete dissolving things at work? You could potentially use that. Dear God.
Good work.
D&D involves my work, and work involves D&D. Okay, just so I know this.
Yeah, Merc would probably not have his armor on. He would have his cloak on, probably. But not his armor.
Can we have given Alloy a cloak, by the way, or something so that she doesn't feel naked anymore?
You could.
Sorry, I'm just flipping around.
Merc would come down to the table where everyone's eating, and he's like, "What's up?"
Do you remember the ship boat you were on before we found you? The aesthetic? Is that what it was?
It was.
Yes, I do.
Do you think they'd be up for repaying the favor of supporting us by ambushing that Ravager Night Spider with us?
That's a good question.
We're about equal distance out from the same planet, and we could meet up. I'm thinking if we were to possibly engage the Ravagers close to the crest where the aesthetic could hide, and then... No, wait, that'd be a full day travel, so no, we need them a lot closer. There's no way we would be able to set up an ambush where as the Ravagers came around, the aesthetic could, like, effectively hit them, then we come around and fucking hit them and like, lock them into fight.
The thing is,
To be fair, the Ravager, the Night Spider, its front arms apparently work as grappling hooks, so we really wouldn't want to get that close to its front anyway.
If it wanted to, it can get on top of us. That's the problem.
The other thing is, I don't know if Merc would know how to contact them again, per se, because he didn't have a chirp at the time we left them. So he might not have their contact info.
I mean, to be fair, if they liked you, they would have known that at some point you would have gotten one and probably left you with the chirp number.
Or they would have thanked us and left us with the chirp.
Also true.
That sounds more likely, yep.
Yeah.
Sure. And Merc's like, I paid them for passage and to help them with their job on the way. I don't see why not. We did kind of save their bacon.
What's
you guys more than me, but
yeah, well, it's a team effort in my mind. But what were they doing again? Are they just traders?
No,
Aren't they looking for thermite? Or thermulite? Fulminite! Fulminite!
They're sorry, they're looking for just the
They're
constant
looking for
of
thermite. They want to blow stuff up.
They're blowing stuff up with thermites. Sorry, I know. I'm sorry. It was funny to me. Go ahead.
They were extracting fulminite. I'm trying to remember, Sean. Were they like crafters or something like that, or were they more just like traders? I'm trying to remember.
Rhaegar are by nature war people. So they tend to want to look for things that will make them stronger and better and more prepped. I mean, their whole species is all designed about being prepared for a fight.
Okay, so with my knowledge of them and the Night Spider, like, is a Night Spider a good meal for them?
For the ship?
Well, you said they like being ready for war and testing and that sort of stuff. Like would the Night Spider or the Ravagers be a good test, a good a worthy battle, shall I say that?
Being two pretty heavily armed warships, yeah, I think they would put up a good fight.
We could also offer to pay them to assist us. Just putting that out there.
Payment, one. Maybe a little bit of salvage or whatever they want from it. I foresee it being a bit of a more fluid negotiation, but if it's worth their while and we can tip the scales in their favor, hopefully they'll accept.
So it says Rhaegar don't trust one another, which is the case of why they destroyed their own homeworld in a war that ended with a cataclysmic event called the Master Stroke. The planet's destruction was a culmination of a plot to create the most beautiful display of carnage the multiverse has ever seen. Rhaegar exists solely to make the art and wage war. They consider warfare to be the highest form of artistic endeavors. They would be really cool Kadros.
No
And
shit.
every act of violence they commit is done with the intent of creating something beautiful. They will wander wild space in the astral sea in the search for artistic inspiration, traveling in their symbiotic organic ships they called aesthetics. Yeah.
So we should contact them and go, we have an enemy for you to fight.
And we will help.
To deliver the final blow, whichever works better.
We would like to work with you to defeat this foe. Something along those lines.
Alright, is everyone in agreement then?
I mean, my only stipulation was originally that we needed to rest, and we've done that. Now we have a fucking... We have a creature on our back that I'd much rather have dead.
Agreed. Naya, would you be better suited for talking to these people?
I can try.
Effectively, I'm saying, what's your persuasion? Because probably higher than mine. Yeah, I got a 1 for persuasion. What do you have? A 6?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll assist you because I can.
Guidance.
Yeah, guidance, and I can give you. Maybe I can assist in the form of advantage, but yeah, no, I would rather you do the talking if you don't mind.
I will do my best.
All right, Nox is gonna ponder a moment.
Do we have everybody's agreement here? Is this a good idea? Would you all prefer that we do this, or do we prefer to go play hide and seek in an asteroid field where the spiders are back?
Oh no, I would much rather take this Ravager apart and then search it, because if they have my wanted poster, and if we were being tracked by the Coalition flagship, there's
Are we being
something.
tracked by the Coalition flagship?
Well, not anymore. I changed. Oh,
Lovely.
but the fact that the Ravagers and the Coalition are that interested in me, the fact that they've been following us for 3 days so far without engaging, they could easily have overtaken us in forced combat.
And there's somebody on there who's very annoyed at us. Or at least it seems as though they are.
No, I think they see good slaves.
Then why haven't they come and gotten us yet? Because they haven't.
Because there could be another ship coming. Because they could follow us to the ends of the earth and back and just keep giving the friends coordinates of where we are so that they meet up.
Yeah, no, there's somebody on there who desperately wants us. Or wants you, or something. I honestly don't know. But I do know that there's somebody on there who is entirely unhappy that we have not yet been attacked.
I have to disagree, Vale, and
No
You
offense.
have
been
you have sound
watching them?
reasoning.
Have you been watching them?
No, I will admit.
Precisely. Somebody on that ship is quite annoyed that we are still flying. Because he comes up every evening and bitches at his people.
Does
How
he
long's
now?
a good setup for you to snipe
He
him?
does. You know, I don't know, but honestly, if you lot weren't planning on it, I might be planning on doing a stupid. And maybe it'll work?
If we have no choice but to do something about
Then-
the ship, then
I would happily do it with a lot more friends than just me, I promise.
I can hit at about 240 feet
so
accurately.
If they're 2k out, what's kilometers to feet, y'all?
Foot, an inch is
I think Sean said 2 miles.
Oh, sorry, never
Yeah,
mind.
so I can shoot a quarter of a mile. Haha.
Well, we're gonna need to get closer than that.
Way too close.
Guess they're staying at a distance far enough back that they would get too close for you to hyperdrive.
What's your I know that's you would not be able to hit without disadvantage, but what's your max range at disadvantage? Or is there one?
Not for me anymore.
Someone gives you advantage on it somehow, and then you would not have disadvantage, and it would be just a regular roll.
I now have the sharpshooter feat. No disadvantage for long range attacks. Ignore half and 3/4 cover.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so it'd be a regular roll, and if someone can give you advantage, it'd be even better.
Yep.
I love the stuttering that the DM just did.
Yeah, so you can just pick them off from out of the range of their weapons, and that'll work great, right?
I'm not
Nothing
gonna-
bad could happen from that.
I mean, if we wanted to do that, that wouldn't be a bad salvo.
The problem is I cannot use my intelligence modifier for anything that's not enchanted.
Well, that big rifle you got all the parts for now is enchanted, isn't it?
I don't think it's together yet, right, Swan?
It's not yet built.
Do I have all the components? I thought I was still missing one.
You have all the components.
May as well put that thing
Sounds
in.
like put it together and test it out.
I did not realize I had all the components finally. I thought we were missing the one. Oh.
well, we
He's
should.
busy over here turning into the Joker.
So you can take out all the ones on the deck, and then when the other ones come to investigate, you can take those out too, and hopefully we can get half the crew before they know what's going on.
You have the stock, you have the aero crystal,
Yep.
effectively components, and you've got the infernal steel barrel.
Well,
How long would it take me to put it together? Probably not long if it's just the components. I just have to slide it together.
It's up to you as the craftsman.
we may have a plan.
What is my current estimate on its range? Because I say it's fair until I fire it to see how it works. You can only do the math so much before practical application.
You are theoretically firing through a vacuum with no gravity,
That is true.
and nothing in between.
Theoretical distance is 300/1200.
Holy fuck. What?
Yep, he's having a breakdown.
Oh God, this man can.
1,200
snipe
feet?
Jesus.
It would fall under a particular style of weapon called a steambolt long rifle,
Mm-hmm.
which is a heavy range of 300/1200.
Yeah. Out to 1,200 with disadvantage, but he doesn't get the disadvantage, so he's got range out to 1,200 feet then.
What if it was bigger?
No, I don't.
With the plus 11 if I imbue it with repeating shot.
Well,
Yeah, that's still closer than they're at, though, if I recall.
They're at 2k, so we could drop.
2 miles.
2 miles.
Sorry, 2m. In my mind, 2k, 2m, same. But yes, you're correct, Miles.
They're vastly different.
I would be able to I would be able to fucking pepper them if they chose to engage us.
What if it was
Assuming
a
that the
larger
ship
round?
held out.
I don't think I can imbue a ballista or mangonel. Can I, Swan?
I wasn't referring to the ship weaponry.
What is this working off of?
Imbuing?
Can you?
Give me a second. I'm looking up Artificer right now. It's just their basic ability to... Sorry, infuse. Artificer infusions. Let me see technically what it says. Okay, a simple or martial weapon with the ammunition property. I presume ballistas and mangonels are not simple or martial?
That is a siege weapon.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
not
thought.
referring to the ballista or mangonel. What if your gun was bigger?
Well, his gun is going to
enlarge.
If it was enlarged with magic, wouldn't it have a more range, Sean?
Technically, plus a 1d4 at, well, potentially bigger because it's already huge, but 1d4 extra ammo. Or 1d4 extra, like, damage.
It says, yes, you can enlarge a gun.
Oh my god.
Okay, for context, this gun is 5 feet long.
How long is my anti-material rifle?
Keep in mind you also have Nick,
Not 5 feet long.
Okay, default, it's not 5 feet long, right?
The Steam Bolt long rifle is an incredibly long, nearly 5 foot long barrel. The behemoth of a firearm is used for long distance shots or against increasingly large creatures. A formidable sight, its presence indicated as a skillful marksman, known to be used by assassins and skilled fighters.
Okay, so essentially it's like a Barrett 50 cal right now, and if Falcon were to enlarge it, it would be the equivalent of a fucking tank barrel. It's no longer a gun, it's now a siege weapon,
It's
is
a
what it sounds
tank.
like.
It would be a siege weapon.
Okay, so no, unfortunately, shit. Great idea, Eris. We'll have to do that another time.
Could you imbue it first and then enlarge it? Because then it would still count.
Oh, that
Yeah,
would
but
be
then he
cool.
wouldn't be proficient anymore.
But you would be.
No.
Uh,
Merc is not proficient with siege weapons.
I thought you were proficient with everything.
All simple and martial weapons.
No. Oh, shit.
actually, and so is Nox too. Nox is effectively a mini warrior.
Hmm. I think artificers get most of that.
I have chosen. Oh fuck! I just got rid. Oh no, not bad. Give me a second.
Anyway, so sniping them off the deck will not work, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't know. Sniping them off the deck sounds great. Sniping them from a distance with excessively long barrels, different story.
So here's the thing, from what I'm quickly reading, is martial simple do not inherently change due to magical effects like enlarge reduce. While the enlarge reduce spell can double the size of the affected creature and its equipment, the enlargement only affects the weapon's size and damage it deals, not its classification. Martial weapons enlarged by the spell will deal more damage due to its increased size, but it remains a martial weapon as much become siege weapons.
Next question is, how much range would Sean give us if we enlarged it?
So this is rules as written. At the same point, GM calls.
Mm-hmm.
No, the enlarge reduce spell in D&D does not increase range.
Oh, really? Okay, so it just gives extra damage.
You just hit them with a much bigger shell.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now, this is getting fucking technical, but Phoenix
That's what this does.
brought up a good point. There's no gravity. There's no friction. How do you treat that in space, Swan?
I guess you'll just have to see.
Brother.
Okay. For what it's worth, Nox has definitely just been flying along and shot random shots in the distance, see if you could see it and test it out, sort of thing. Like, he's been around for 100 years. He would have tried this at least once. Would you like me to
Yes.
roll to see if he's noticed something or has any influence on that, or would you rather us keep it?
Right out on the fly.
Yeah.
So you're going to go ahead and engage the ship?
Not at the moment, but potentially.
Well,
with a
Nox
little
would still need to
crap.
build his gun and everything like that.
So it
Okay, I thought you were saying, like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and shoot him. Like, okay.
No, what I'm saying is, Nox has been around for 100 years. He's flown. His entire life has been on Spelljammers. He's had guns. He would have shot things in need for food here and there. Effectively, my question is, with his experience, how we've all played those ship sort of games where, hey, watch out when you shoot a railgun into space. Well, it's going to keep traveling forever because there's no friction or none of that, but it's going to get influenced by gravitational pulls and whatnot. Would Nox know that even at this range, he has a max range, or what's your call? Hypothetically, if he was to take a shot, like Nox is sitting there like going, okay, if I were to take a shot now, what calculations would I have to do to hit this thing?
Say that you'd have to look into the fact that you could potentially have disadvantage because you have two moving objects flowing through space.
That's legit. I could accept that. I'd be happy to make
Especially if you're shooting from one bubble into another bubble.
That's also fair.
Yes, the bubbles do have some form of gravity. Well, okay. No, I'm not going to go into it because now I'm already thinking like Coriolis effect and shit like that. So let's just... Okay, we won't do that. We won't do that. Just to make it easy. So yeah, so... Where were we? We're talking about being able to shoot one ship to the other. So right now we're at... We'd have to drop 800 meters, and then I would be able to start to engage.
Now you gotta go ahead and drop the meters on me here.
Well, you said miles. Oh, sorry, miles. I mean, just miles. Fuck.
Yeah, we
So-
can drop to 1,200 feet, which is like a third of a mile. I
So
think.
2 miles
Is that correct?
is 2 miles is 10,000.5 feet.
And we'd have to drop to...
1,200.
Oh, we'd have to drop a lot of feet. Okay, got you.
Yeah. What's the range on our siege weapons?
For a... It's definitely not 500. It is... For the mangonel, the distance is 800 max. 200. And I think it can't shoot anything that is within 60. And for your ballista, I think it's a heavy ballista. I don't remember. Or it might just be under ballista. It's just under ballista. It is max 480, distance 120.
So that still gives us around 400 feet from when we can shoot them, as compared to when they can shoot back. So there's a bit of distance there, and if they're only 10 feet per round faster than us, that would give us a lot of time where they couldn't hit us, right?
I like to believe that everyone is just standing on the deck pointing at them, and they're just pointing back at you.
We were having this discussion in the room where everyone eats, I thought.
They're still all pointing at you.
Oh, the fact that Merc's naked?
Merc's
Rovan,
not
what have
naked,
you
he's a
been? What have you been
machine.
thinking?
I see
A
London,
naked
I see
machine.
France, I see Merc's underpants.
Alloy pops up and goes,
And
"Where?"
There's like nothing under there. He's
Underwear?
He's like, well, like.
There,
he doesn't
there would be
wear-
a lot of uncanny valley going on because his limbs are very spindly underneath. Because he's supposed to fit in like a humanoid-sized frame, but that includes
Okay,
armor.
well,
So
well, still, have you met Nick in the winter? Bundled up as fuck?
yeah, basically.
Precisely. This is not Uncanny Valley for me, at least.
What have you
Anyways,
been up to?
He's tall and spindly. What do you want from me?
More things.
I'm 6'4", 185 pounds right now.
You're actually taller than Mark.
That's terrifying.
Actually, hang on. What's the limit on medium creatures for height? I don't remember.
Rovan, anything you've been up to?
Rovan is idly listening to the conversation and
Sorry, no. Merc is 8 feet tall.
Jesus.
That is the medium creature limit in 5e is 8 feet tall, and that's how tall Merc is.
That is a big motherfucker.
so far Rovan feels that the best course of action would be to set up an ambush with multiple ships. But he will also point out that we do have multiple ships under our command. And we have the time to organize this.
What other ships do we have, Robin? Like, are you talking about our own personal fleet?
Yes?
I believe they're
It is-
all on Omiya 6.
Yes? And how long would it take for them to get from Omiya 6 to a point where we can successfully perform an ambush?
At this point now, we're 9 days away from Omiya 6. And Nox is going to pull up his papers. How would Nox know where the aesthetic is? Would he have been able to, seeing as that ping technology is a thing, would he be able to ping where they are?
You guys knew the last known location.
The potential location of the aesthetic is about 6 days away. Well, there's a possibility of us crossing over. Now, at the same point, Robin, I don't think, all of our manpower is on this ship. I think we're technically underpowered, if anything.
Sure.
Technically, our crew is doing well, but...
I will point out that crew can be hired, and we do have an experienced captain on our payroll, even though she doesn't want to remain in the field.
Alright, you got a point. Now, the other problem is we then now need the money to arm that ship, because I believe these were our only armaments.
Are you seriously telling me that you consider money to be a problem at the moment?
Money has a happenstance of disappearing very quickly. But no, you're correct. We are in a situation that this money is suited for you. I will yield to that. My thought is, what's the planet that were just floating around again? The fiery one? One?
Pirates.
I got you.
Oh.
I got you. Hold on. Nope, not that one. I forgot to start naming. There you go. It should have a name now.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you, thank you. If we're to call the aesthetic and meet them up around Paris Igdom, there's a good chance that
So
we'd
we've
be...
been going backwards?
Yeah? At this point now, the position we're in is we have to go backwards, but they are purposely... For 3 days, they've kept out of range. They could have overtaken us at any point. They've given us time to rest, recover. Yeah, the captain's probably pissed, as you say, but the fact that they could have overrun us from the get-go leads me to believe that there's something more going on. Either they are understaffed and they're merely following. It's very possible that this coalition is a separate thing, or they're working for the coalition and we have a coalition fleet coming in on our ass. If we were to go back to the aesthetic, they're about 3 days away, we're about 3 days away, I think.
It might make sense to backtrack for 3 days to meet our potential allies halfway between here and Omiya 6, as well as get the aesthetic. The more allies we have, the better we have at taking this. In addition to that, I suspect if we were to capitalize on this ship, it would pay for any expenses we would incur while taking it.
The big thing I want to know is why are they following us? Why are they interested? And if the coalition is paying them off, because if coalition is hiring the Ravagers, that's... In my background, in my
family history. That is quite significant. The
Fine.
coalition used to hate pirates. That's why my family did what they did. But the Ravagers are something different. At least from what I remember. Meaning that the coalition's desperate. So,
Let them be desperate.
is that what we want to do? Go towards Omiya, meet up with the aesthetic midway. Hopefully, Omiya has enough time to equip a few weapons on. Well, we have 2 ships, right? We have the solid metal
Last
one.
call.
Yeah, that's a Dragonfly.
And yes. And we have the one that we are currently on.
I thought we had one more ship.
We are not so heavy in ship.
I thought we kept. No, we didn't keep the Mantis ship, did we? We took the chair off it.
Yeah.
Nope, you only took the chair.
Yeah.
And then we let the ship eaters at it.
That's 3-1 odds. Now, my concern is they. Oh, how fast did the Dragonfly go again?
Let's see here.
It was around 40, wasn't it? 40, 45?
Sorry, had to scroll back for a second. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, I don't want that. Oh, that's nice. It all closed on me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Control T. Nope. Can you? Wow. Thank you, Chrome. I'll remember this. God damn it. So, let me get back to you on that one.
Okay. I think the aesthetic can keep up with it, but my reason why I wanted to go around the horizon of Purus Itum is if we do it correctly, they won't be able to see the aesthetic until it's too late. If we
Fine. We can fly in
space,
circles, and or we can lead them on a chase until we already perform the ambush. So we can have the last call meet up with the aesthetic. It would delay us by 4 to 5 days.
What does the lady think? The priestess.
I don't. You guys kind of like all turn in her direction after, and she kind of like is like sipping a drink, having not really had any experience with war times. She would.
Mostly, it's an opinion about whether or not she wishes to be close to her god faster or dead first.
She will do what she can to help those who are injured, but she knows that in the realm of wild space, pirating is not uncommon. She had heard about what had happened to the people over at the Drippy Barrel. So this may be just a reality of what she has to do in her occupation, which is to help those who have been injured, even though she doesn't have any of her abilities. To answer your question, the Damselfly moves more than double your speed.
Okay, so we'll be able to harass the Ravengers, but one hit from the Ravengers' barrage, it's fucking toast.
It does have about 2/3 the health points.
We can maybe get people on to help us board and fight them.
Oh yes, I'm certain Mira's new boo may have significant amounts of help with this.
I can only plan so far in advance, but that's... The next thing is... Nox is going to raise up his chirp. He's going to double check and make sure that it's not blinking oddly.
It is not blinking.
Amira, are you there?
There's a little pause before she goes ahead and speaks out and goes, Hi, Captain. Here, I'm here.
We have a bit of a situation. We're being followed by a Ravager Knight Spider.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, trust me. We managed to beat the fuck out of the drop troops, but yeah.
okay. Glad
How
I'm not out there with you, won't lie.
Well, how fast could you get the last call up and running with weapons? Seeing as that
Oh, damn
our oh, trust me.
You hear cursing underneath, like, God damn it.
You know I wouldn't be asking this if we weren't in shit or if we weren't concerned ourselves.
Hmm.
I don't have a...
We've got the gold, Amira.
Look at the balance right now, Amira.
Holy shit!
Uh,
I hope that didn't wake William.
No, but that was brilliant.
There's a whistle on the other end, followed by her saying, I think we could pull something together.
What are you thinking cost-wise?
You let me work on that one. I'm good at negotiating.
We have a potential friendly ship about the same class as the Ravager Knight Spider that might help us out. What was their species again? The Aesthetic?
Oh, Rhaegar.
There's some Rhaegar that we went and helped out. And hey, don't know if you recall, but Mercury's back with us.
I'd be
if I
pleased.
ever met her.
I don't think she yet knows.
No, fair enough. Yeah, hard to say. Anyways. We managed to save some Rhaegar, so we're figuring calling in a favor.
You're going to need everything for a... Ah, damn it.
As I said, we've already taken out the 4 drop troops.
I don't want to be a slave today.
Don't worry, we'll kill you before that happens.
Oh, good, thank
And
you.
ourselves.
Amira,
Oh,
let's put it
good.
this. Let's
If
put
I
it
may
this
cut
way.
in for a moment, gentlemen. Amira, how's the mech doing?
The mech is... Hold on one second. And you hear her go quiet.
Why do I have a feeling
And
we're
she-
gonna need to go back to Amira real fast?
uh-oh.
And she kind of goes into... After a little bit, she kind of comes on to the chirp and says... We've had to move it away momentarily.
Where?
It's being handled. The keep had come by and asked us to place your toys in a more secured location. He found another a larger hold, but about a day ago, the Meridian had passed by.
Meridian's a coalition flagship, yeah?
They are the coalition flagship.
Uh-oh.
So they're scouting Omnia, are they?
They
Amira,
did not. They did not stop at us.
Amira, the Meridian tracked onto my trip just recently.
Does Amira know about you?
No, she doesn't.
Are you involved? Are they coming for you?
Amira, I haven't been totally honest.
This may be a conversation you all wish to have in person.
And if you guys would look in the direction of Omiya real quick.
Holy shit. How big is that?
It is a very, very, very large whale ship.
If I can guess, that's going to take 2 days to go from one side to the other?
It still moves at... It being big don't make you fast.
It's on its way to us.
Odd. This doesn't seem to be by happenstance.
Bill will come off the chirp and just look at Nox and go, well, how big of a fish are you?
We need to deal with the Ravager ship and GTFO.
Vale, my family is the head of the von Wickinger flotilla.
And you are estranged. What are they going to do? Sell you for ransom?
Whatever they want, they think I have value.
No offense, dear. They're going to have to go through us. And
There's a
honestly, the last time they tried this, they did a piss poor job of it.
And Nox made sure that his chip was online for Amira to hear.
Oh, for the love of fuck.
There's a long pause from your chirp before it speaks up, and it says, "The only value you have to me, Mr. von Wickinger, is as family, even if you are also my payday. I don't think the damsel will be able to take on any flagship the size of both Omiya, but I can certainly fly to wherever you need me to. It just will be probably less of a crew than you think."
Did anybody else just wonder if, like, the Paladin King person had, like, infiltrated Nox's chirp? Because I just had a mini heart attack. I didn't realize that was Amira.
Yeah, I was about to say I need to do a fucking insight check on Amira because
No.
yeah.
It's a mirror. It's a mirror. I promise you.
But the thing is, Amira said, "And my payday." Immediately was, did she just fucking betray
No.
us?
No, you just
No.
told her you had
Salary.
60,000 gold.
Yep, there's the key.
Which I think I just fucking earned her without having to turn me in.
That's also true.
She wasn't going to turn you in.
Well, that's why I was like, that in my mind I was like, okay, did Amira just fucking backstab me? Because that's really dumb, because literally I just earned her my worth, and I could do it more. And that's why I suddenly went like, oh no, wait, her pay. Oh, I got it. No, Amira, I'm sorry for not being honest, but well, I've been wanting to get rid of that family for quite some time.
Well, since we're being honest, I'm pregnant.
Wait, what?
It's not yours.
Well, I just fucking hope so. Christ, I was.
You don't think that there's babies in this world? I shame on you there.
No, I'm sitting there going, okay, at what point? And on our beds, and you know, I pay for that house you live in now.
I know, and it's doing very well.
I'm sure you're testing every floorboard and counter. I shouldn't tease you like that. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Amira.
I will have a team out to you soon. You just tell us where.
What direction is the Meridian going?
They didn't stop.
Amira, I know you're good at
I was
navigation.
concerned. If I had to guess, towards the sun.
Like, straight towards the sun?
Sun.
Full
sun?
concentrated power of the sun.
Okay, let's do it this way.
Well, I have 3 things going into my head right now. 1, the power of Omega 6. 2, the potential god within the sun.
There. Does that make more sense?
Also, we're not touching
Thank
the
you.
potential god within the sun. He's terrifying.
Well, that's the thing. If they were going towards the sun, I figured they knew something we
They
don't.
are too stupid. They think that that one is a relic. A legend. The way that everybody else thought that I was crazy when I mentioned the whole situation.
We need to be rid of these Ravagers now.
We'll start there. Let's plan an ambush.
Do we need to be rid of them, or do we need to lower them to the meridian?
One to follow the other.
No, if we lower them to the Meridian, I'm quite certain the Meridian will kill them and us. They're using the Meridian's probably using them to track us. Because if I found the homing device, which I did, they probably are aware of that now, seeing as their messages are not connecting anymore. They're currently probably getting messages from the Ravager, letting them know where we are.
How confident are you that the Meridian is in league with the Ravagers? You said yourself that it was odd that these two groups would commingle in such a way.
Isn't it also odd that the Ravagers haven't attacked us yet?
Exactly.
All of it's fucking odd.
No, it's not odd.
It is odd. The once great coalition stooping to, like, pirates, that alone suggests that something else is up. Assuming that they are in league, in which case, why the fuck are the Ravagers after you other than a $56,000 gold bounty? This doesn't make enough sense. The only thing that would make sense, honestly, if there weren't something bigger going on, is quite literally they were after us for the bounty, in which case, come and get us! Why the fuck would they have let us rest? None of this makes sense unless there's something bigger going on. Am I the only one who sees this?
Yes, and that's the thing, there's something bigger. So, there's complexity and there's simplicity. There's complex plans and there's simple plans. Simple plan is this. The Ravagers are fucking idiots. They've taken some money from the Coalition. They have followed us. Hey, look! They found the very thing that the Coalition has a bounty on. Well, they're going to report in and try and make sure that they follow that so that they continue to get that potential payday. Yeah,
Just
it's a
bring
good
you
chance that the
in.
Meridian's going to blow them the fuck up, because why the hell would they pay off pirates? But pirates who are down on the luck looking for a quick buck? Look, they're just following us.
I want to go in and guerrilla style them.
That's why I want the ship too.
Oh no, I meant during the night.
If we go in
We-
and
I didn't
destroy,
say it was the smartest plan. I just want to thin the ranks a bit. Also, I'm hungry.
Not my problem.
I don't think you want to eat that.
No, probably not. I just want them to be afraid of me before they die.
Well then,
And it's not just me that they're after, it's all of us. We literally blew up one of the major corporations of the Coalition.
And that's the Ravagers' fault, how?
Not the
Well,
Ravagers. Us.
Merc is starting to question being a part of this group.
Rovan is starting to agree with Merc.
How did I get pulled into this?
We can drop you off at the nearest planet if you want. Like, you owe nothing
I do
to
not
us.
want to go back onto that volcanic hellhole, thanks.
Then
Oh,
shut up and be part of the loyal-ass crew.
I mean,
He's not required to be.
Merc, that was something Merc was, like, saying in his head, sort of
Oh.
thing. He never
Oh.
said that. He never said out loud he was questioning being a part of this group.
No, he's just
That's
thinking.
just kind of what's going through his head. I'm like, I just became part of this group. How did I get involved in all this shit?
That's just how it
Rovan,
happens.
Rovan will have noticed the look on his face and inferred, using massive amounts of insight, and
More that
say
he's
something
in
with
the-
lines.
More that Rovan's in the same boat. He's like,
I wonder that every second of every day. And we'll just go back to staring out the window.
Based entirely upon the massive amounts of insight that Vale is using, she will quietly sidle up to him and go, "No one's keeping you here either."
Anyways, until rolls start. Yes, Mark, for what it's worth, we've managed to piss off a good portion of the Coalition. Though, for what it's worth, they were using your people as test subjects.
And they killed mine. With impunity. In fact, I don't know if you knew that story. You heard of the White Death, dear?
I have not heard of many things.
He's forgotten a bunch, remember, Vale?
They used your people as test subjects, and they used mine as well.
I'm not sure which people are my people anymore.
Those who look like you. We'll start there. Once you figure anything else out, that'll be easier for you.
As
Suffice.
far as I know, all my people are dead. Except me, of course.
And that will... Actually, that's an earlier discussion that Nox and Merc would have had, so Nox is not going to say anything because that's going to be a discussion that happens ahead in time. Oh, sorry, back in time, not forward in time. Okay, suffice to say, so we're in this shit pretty bad. The last call is going to make its way out, hopefully not get fucking beamed by the Meridian. We have the Meridian on its way, which are probably, if Nox is going to quickly do some math after hearing what Amira had to say, 7 to 8 days out, and we are approximately 3 days out, so...
Start the wide circles, Eris.
How long is it going to take for the last call to get to, oh, let's say Purus Iterm? Iris?
And are we calling on the Ravengers or not? Or, sorry, the other people. Ravengers? I don't know.
The
How long would
jellyfish
it
ship
take
people.
The jellyfish people would take about 3 days, from what it looks like. And to get the last call into play would take about 5 days.
So up until the point where I actually remember what the hell their species is called, they're officially just going
The
by
Rhaegar.
Hanar until further notice.
Rhaegar.
Now they're Hanar in my head.
Anyways. And that's if the last call leaves now, but there's no idea if it's going to take a day or two for them to get armed. And
Based on best estimate, 4 days, 4 days, 5 days.
I thought you said they move twice as fast as us, Sean.
They do. Their ship is technically faster, but this is jumping at warp speed. They move faster in feet, but
Sublight, but
Yes.
they move faster sublight, but FTL, both ships are roughly equal, correct?
all
Yes.
ships are equal in FTL, got ya.
So either way, for the Meridian to catch up to anyone, it would still take around 8 days.
So how's jumping to the next solar system over going?
I don't think we can.
What do we do?
You never know where those gates, though, go.
Here's the other question. Can they use those gates?
Bill gives up, downs the rest of her flask, goes, I need some more whiskey. Anybody else need a drink? I'll take
Merc
that as
just
a
shakes
no.
his head and goes, "You organics in your drinks."
Yes,
As none of you have seen that, Alloy has gone down and has been sipping some of the card toad oil.
Good. On my way out of the kitchen, I'm gonna go find Alloy.
Alright, let's meet. I'm going to call the Rhaegar. We'll meet up on Purus Itern. We'll see if we can do some sort of ambush just across the, I know there's a technical term for effectively like the edge of the planet, and if you kind of cruise along it,
Stratosphere.
is it stratosphere?
No.
And
The interface.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
That's
Where
cooler.
Yeah.
you're kind of low enough that you can't like it's like taking a tight turn in a tunnel. You kind of, if you're there, you see what's ahead of you, but if someone's behind you, they can't see what's in front of you.
No, that's not the interface. That's something else. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, there's an orbit where like you're just that tight around. Where if we can get the Rhaegar there,
If we can get the Rhaegar meeting up with us there, we have a good chance of just like fucking surprising the shit out of these guys.
Mhm.
And if Last Call can meet us there, that'll be good. There's one extra ship. But we need to take these guys out, and then my next suggestion is we hit that fucking jump gate and get the fuck out of Pyrrhus Aeter.
And by the time the Meridian gets there, no one will be there.
We'll ask, and
Except
we'll keep.
for maybe the dead Ravager ship.
Yeah, and we'll ask the Rhaegar and see how, like, for them to let us know what's going on if they see the Meridian. The Last Call needs to get out of there because I wouldn't be surprised if the Meridian knows of the Last Call being one of our ships. My guess is they probably know
Upping
everything
you all
about us.
anxiety.
Oh, this is good anxiety. This is fun anxiety. This is now chess. No, this is an RTS now. Anyways, that is my suggestion.
You're gonna need a bigger gun.
Merc's like, I'll go put my armor back on.
We have 5 days until the Last Call meets up with us, at least. Can I, if Nox were to kind of ponder for a moment, would he be able to get his gun, his anti-material rifle put together, and would he be able to get the armor for Alloy put together?
Do a chance die on me.
Do you 100 high or low?
Yep. Call it first.
I'm going to go low. Well, I just realized I rolled 2 1s, but it doesn't matter. It's a 6 and a 7, so 67 or 76. So no.
You probably could get maybe through 2 of the pieces, but not all 3.
What's the third piece?
Oh, I thought you said there were 3 pieces.
No, just Nox's anti-material rifle and Alloy's armor.
Okay, one or the other.
Yeah.
With help of Naya system.
Yeah, I guess for what it's worth, is that keeping in mind the gloves that I have?
This is keeping in mind. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Then, Eris's question: if Naya assists, does that help anything at all, or is it just no? It's just too much to be done.
It's just too much. There's careful craftsmanship you're putting into play. You can rush it if you want, for risk.
Yeah.
Might not work, or the armor might fall off mid-battle.
Yeah, it just fucking ruins it then.
Immediately, Alloy tries to cover her chest after you taught her indecency.
I didn't.
Merc
No.
also did not.
For what it's worth, she said she read. She went through the books. I don't know what books this ship has, but apparently she's read them.
Goblin Weekly.
Who's
Just-
got smut?
What books,
Obviously,
what books
that's
has
all-
Vale been reading that we don't know about?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
What was that book I said to you guys? Like the romantic something. It was like the saucy times of 150 sausages.
That would
Saucy
not teach her
sausages.
indecency. Or indecency. Jesus. Also, for the record, Merc, I've got mostly nonfiction. I don't even think I have fiction.
Merc just nods and goes, uh-huh. No, sorry, that's me. Merc doesn't really care what you read, honestly.
Then why the fuck are you asking?
Horizon effect, by the way.
Hmm.
They're related to the planet's surface and curvature limit field of view for a spacecraft. If a spacecraft is orbiting very close to a planet, especially one with a significant atmosphere or terrain features like mountains or canyons,
The planet's horizon would curve shortly beneath them. Such case, it might have a limited visibility ahead or across the planet's surface due to the curvature.
Yeah. Yep.
Which
See,
means
this is that portion I put on the whole, like, I can prep as much as I can for D&D, and then one of y'all takes out a goddamn astrophysics book.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, hold on.
This is just orbital mechanics, Sean. This is not like rocket science yet.
and like I
It's only a
purposely
part of rocket science.
I purposely nerfed myself to stop talking about ballistics, so that's why it's just like
He had a whole commentary about the fact that we know that
nope,
Sean
nope. Just let it be. Don't need to go in it. He's fine. We're going to make this work, Swan. So,
He's trying to make your life simpler.
I'm
know
just
how
more
it
being
works.
like 3 squares, 4 squares. That's as far as the brains go.
yeah, I don't. That's why I'm. It's like okay. That I thought it was something.
Does not do astrophysics.
We like this game precisely because it's not realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so we won't talk about that one. I'm going to go for my anti-material rifle because since I gave Alloy a shield, she has an AC of 17 and she has some extra perks from it. So the armor's going to work. 17 AC is still pretty good, and she's got a fair chunk of health. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go for my anti-material rifle. That thing's what's going to fucking hurt people.
Okay. Anything else from anyone as a plan is drawn out? Your plan to be to get these 3 ships close enough to ambush.
I guess for what it's worth, Nox will help Naya talk to the Rhaegar when it's time, but shall we
can
say?
you, do some
guys have-
research on these things to see if there's some way she can, I don't know, propitiate them?
I was going to say, like, if we want to say that the trigger of all this is when Nia talks to the Rhaegar and just kind of quickly finish up the few conversations that we had, or do you want us to get going on that right away, Juan?
Nope, you can think it through as much as you want.
So
We'll save that for next session if you like.
the Rhaegar discussion, or
The Rhaegar discussion.
sorry, Naya, I didn't mean to cut you off, but then at that point
No,
we'll be
it's
able to
fine.
give Naya a chance to do what she was suggesting, which is like kind of read up on them and learn a bit.
At some point, Vale will corner Ally though about emotions and try and be cool, not Vale about it, and fail miserably.
Well, Nox is about to have that discussion with Merc. So if there's anyone else that wants to have discussions, as I said, essentially when we say, all right, let's go, Naya, let's talk to the Rhaegar, well, that will be when we start doing that. If anyone else, unless anyone else disagrees.
The last things we will put for this session. Nox, the longer you think about everything that's been going on, and the more times that you've been working on all these projects, feeling beads of sweat burning down, your back, the new scales that seem to be developing onto your spine, seem to be very irritating at times. And you feel like your head is just throbbing.
Are you cursed?
You constantly feel like one side of your head or the other seems to be irritating you over and over. You are always seemingly waking up with a cold sweat. You find sometimes when working with Naya that you get irritated easily by her voice, by any voice that seems to be directed in towards you, your direction. It just seems like there's one too many voices. And Vale, while you are watching the other ship, you can't help but always notice coming from that small trinket that was located from your previous time. A couple times you've heard
Which trinket, by the way?
it looks like a small stone with a nail through it.
Don't remember this trinket.
I'd sent you a message about it a while ago.
Oh boy.
When you find it, you'll let me know. Anyway, thank you everybody, and what a wonderful session we all had. Everyone's anxiety is high.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
Oh.
died.
God. Yet.
Have you ever had an astral torpedo shot at you?
Wah, 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 wah.
Did you call it a trinket?
Nope.
What did you call it, out of interest?
Stone, rock, pebble.
Ending the recording there. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.